Hello. 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 Mic check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Mic moja itaenda pale kwa stand up. Hello. So this is the main mic. This is the main mic. Hebu toa hiyo tuktuk hapo. Haya. Wacha tungoje hiyo tuktuk iende kwanza. Hello. 1 2 1 2. Hello. Tuko sawa? Tuko tayari? Wanaona kama kuna panelist hawajaingia, lakini tutaendelea tu. Okay. Good evening everyone. Nawakaribisha kwa hiki kipindi. Leo tumekutana hapa, nataka tuongelee mambo ya education na politics. Na tumebahatika kuwa na viongozi hapa, viongozi wa sasa, wengine waliokuwa na watarajiwa. So tutaanza na maombi, alafu ndio tuende kwa introduction. And sasa nitawapatia ratiba ya vile kutaenda from there. Tuanzie wapi? Tuanzie kwa hii kona. Ataomba. Mheshimiwa, pray for us. Oh, sorry. Just pray.
Na tuombe. Baba, katika jina la Yesu, Mungu Mwenyezi, tunasema asante kwa wakati huu ambapo tumeona tumekusanyika mahali hapa kwa sababu ya kuongea maneno ambayo yanatuhusu na yanayotuhusu hata mfalme Bungoma mzima. Tunasema asante mfalme, tunapoanza wacha tuanze na wewe, tukimaliza tutasema asante. Wewe ni mwema, wewe ni Mungu uliye juu mbinguni. Mfalme, tunaombea yale yote ambayo tunaenda kudiscuss mada hapa na wale wote ambao wanaenda kuongea wote. Mfalme, tunakabidhi mkononi mwako. Tunakuja kinyume ya mwovu ibilisi anayeleta utatanizi, anayeleta mambo yasiyo kiungu. Tunakataa sasa katika jina la Yesu Kristo. Baba, kwa pamoja nasi utuelekeze kwa kipindi hiki katika jina la Yesu. Safi nikiomba.
Amen. Asante. So tutaanza introduction. Nafikiri tuanze na backbench kwanza, si ndio? Tuanze na wale wa nyuma, alafu tutakuja kwa ile line ya mbele.
Hello. Wasalama wa Kenya.
Karibu na mdomo.
Naitwa Jacob Macheso. Hapa pia kama former student leader Kisii University.
Kisiwa.
Kisii University.
Kisii. Okay.
Jambo wote.
Tumia hii mic.
Amjambo. Mimi naitwa Eric Maruti. Student Alupe University. Aspiring MCA Kabula Ward.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Crocodile from Kapchai. I represent Bungoma County Youth League. Thank you.
Crocodile is a nickname.
Sorry, wengi wananijua hivyo. I'm Nyongesa Morris, famously known as Crocodile. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Brian from Bungoma County Government, Department of Youth Affairs and Sports. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Pascal Benjamin Nabwana. I am with the Youth Parliament of Kenya, serving as the Vice President and Head of Strategic Partnerships. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Benson Walela, stakeholder in this town from Bukembe.
Good evening. I'm Faith Robina from Bungoma.
Good evening. I'm Kipotich Sedan Sansele, one of the MCA aspirants in this town. Thank you.
Muriena. Alamu. Kwa majina naitwa Cyprian Wanyama, incoming MCA Halaba Ward.
Good evening. I am Wangila Yon Emmanuel. I am a vocational trainer from the Bumbe National Polytechnic.
Sasene. Naitwa Ruth. Naishi tu hapa Bungoma.
Good evening. I'm Moding Violet Baraza. I'm representing youth from Londanyi Ward, and I'm here to learn more. I'm from Butere Technical Training Institute. Thank you.
My name is Dennis Baraka, former President Kibabi University. I'm glad to meet my competitor Halaba Ward MCA. Mheshimiwa, karibu sana 2027, tuko pamoja. Asante.
Naona hapa ma incoming ni wengi. So tutakuja kwa hii front bench ama front seats, na tarudi kwa ndugu yangu yako kwanza.
Good evening. I'm Daniel Misiko, the current president Sakasa TTI.
Good evening everyone. Mkoje. Naitwa Faith Wahungu. Yeah, former student leader Kisii University. Aspiring women representative. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Mulembeswa. I'm Abiud Wekesam Kitanga. I come from Kimilili constituency.
a former student leader, Matili Technical Training Institute, and the incoming Member of Parliament, Kimidi constituency. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yugi Joseph, current Secretary General of Kibabi University. Thank you.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Mimi naitwa Dan Muholi. Mimi ni Supply Chain Management Officer, mnaita procurement kwa Ministry ya Education Bungoma County. Nimefurahia nimeona kuna wabunge, kuna woman rep na MCA. Inamaanisha hii ofisi imejaa. Asante.
Good evening everyone. Kwa majina ni Wangila Werunga Morris, the standing MCA Halaba Ward. Kijana anafanya kazi bila mshahara. I think wenzangu wakingoja mshahara mimi ndapewa. And then the youngest ever majority leader come 2027 in the County Assembly of Bungoma. Asante.
Comrade Power. Comrade Power. SSA Valanga Vari Silva Malaho, Director Silver Shield Organization, also a student at Kibabi University. Today I'm privileged to see all here, ready to learn and to engage. Thank you.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Sifa za Bikira Maria. Mimi naitwa Minority Leader Tobias Lumbuku. Kwetu ni Hachonge, Luya Bwake Ward, Kabuchai constituency, chini ya mchapakazi mbunge majimbo Kalasinga, na ni former student leader Kibabi University. Asante.
Good evening. Praise God. God is good all the time.
God is good and that is his name.
So this is famous Mwangala Agneta Nafuna, the women rep giving the women in Bungoma County sleepless nights. This is the famous Gen Z. Bwana asifiwe. So my name is Mwangala Agneta Nafuna, the aspirant women rep Bungoma County, former student leader Moi University, and a coordinator of the Luya Nation Comrades. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here today.
Okay, and this lady is
Purity Hisa, karibuni.
This is Edward Omalo Simiyu. Wengine mnaniita Edu ama ikue, si ndio? Kama mbaya. And I'm the host. Lakini pia ningependa kukaribisha our special guest here who is actually going to give us a keynote speech. Kidogo tu alafu ndio tuanze sasa formally, si ndio? Thank you.
Asante. Comrades power. Power to the people. Mtapelekea? My name is Nyukuri Barasa. Nani amewahi kusikia hiyo jina? Good. Nimekuwa kwa student leadership, nilikuwa head boy, nikakuwa university. Mimi nilikuwa kwa hiyo timu ilianzisha UASU. Unajua UASU? University Academic Staff Union. Na tulifungwa. Kama hujawahi kufungwa, you are still not free. Freedom is not free. You must have a price to pay. I'm also one of the abductees, I'm sure you know. 10 days in the oblivion, but I'm there. Freedom is not free. I represent an organization called Touch Africa, kuangazia watu. But I'm also a university don. I've taught in the university for 17 years, but now I'm doing my own things. When you are a professor, it means you profess ignorance. So if you are not ignorant and you profess ignorance, then you cannot be a scholar. I hope all of you are joining this journey to profess ignorance for the sake of leadership of this great nation called Kenya. Sawa sawa. Tasumuza mingi.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here to talk about the topic of the day, which is education and what? Politics. I'm not surprised that it has attracted more politicians. And yeah, I'm also happy that unajua unaweza itisha mkutano na watu wasikuje. Unaweza itisha debate kama hii na watu wasikuje. So thank you very much. So we are going to start by, there's one person here who didn't introduce himself. Who is this intruder? Huyu ni intruder, si ndio?
Jambo wote.
Thank you. So ningependa Nyukuri Professor, you just give us a keynote speech. Maybe about 10 or so minutes will be enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will not be reading my speech, but I think Edu, you'll organize that people can read it if they want. I want just to talk about a few things, and I will anchor my speech in the Constitution. I start by Article 1. Sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya, who shall exercise it directly or indirectly through their representatives. Are you ready to exercise it directly? You are here. And also indirectly through representation. We have 6 positions that are going to be vacant come 2027. The first top one is the presidency. We only sign a contract for 5 years. It's going to be open. Any of you is eligible to run for that as long as you are 18 years and above. There will be also the position of senator. All of you are eligible in whichever county you come. Governor is also going to be a vacant seat. We have the woman count representative member to the National Assembly is also going to be a vacant seat. We have the member of the single constituency, like in Bungoma we have 9. Those seats are going to be vacant. Then we have the seat of MCS. All of you who are 18 years and above, you are eligible to stand for any of those seats. Are we together? Yes. Nobody has a title deal about leadership. Leadership is not given, but is taken. It's not by invitation, but it's by invasion. Are you ready to invade the space? You have been leaders from your student leadership. You must now provide limelight to society where you are able to shape their destiny. Our constitution in Article 2 says sovereign power belongs to the people and sovereignty of the constitution is supreme. We must already be able to follow the constitution of Kenya. Article 3, all of us must be able to uphold and promote the constitution. We have seen all forms of governance in this country. Others are telling people you can shoot the lake, you can shoot wherever. That's outside the constitution of Kenya because life is sacred. Life is sacred under Article 26. So the moment you hear somebody saying you can shoot the lake or anywhere, then that one has already gone against the constitution of Kenya. I want to move to Article 4 briefly, which says Kenya is a multi-party democratic state. Each of you has a right to form a political party or join a political party of your choice. We have now 94 registered political parties. You have a right to form yours, as long as Article 4 is still existing. So nobody should tell us Bungoma, Trans Nzoia is a zone. Nobody has a zone of any part of Kenya because the constitution has opened space for multi-party democracy. Some of us were on that route of fighting for Sabazaba. You remember Section 2A? It never came through peace. It was through force. And I think we have now that space we must enjoy. I want to move on to Article 10. For those who are aspiring to govern Kenya, you must be able to understand national values and principles of governance. One of it is patriotism. Patriotism to our country. We must love our country. We must love the rule of law. We must promote public participation. We must also promote good governance. We must promote equality. We must promote respect for human rights and dignity. And the rest, we must achieve good governance and sustainable development for our good nation. Kenya belongs to all of us. Any part of Kenya which is injured, any person who is lost, Kenya has lost. I want to move on to Article 27. All of us are equal before the law. Men and women are equal before the law and must be treated equally before the law in social, economic, and political spheres of life. We must take affirmative action to ensure that men and women enjoy equal rights in leadership. We don't want all of you going for the women's seat. All these seats are vacant. The women seat is already a preserved affirmative action. Madam, that's good. Let others also follow you so that you have one woman rep, because that is already a seat that is given. Go for the 9 seats for those who come from Bungoma. Bungoma has never had an MP woman since 1963. Now all the seats are going to be vacant. We want as many as possible men and women to vie for those elective seats. We have 45 wards in Bungoma which are going to be vacant. Those who come from Trans Nzoia, I think there are 27 or 35 there. You need also to go for those. I want to move on to Article 33. All of us have the freedom of expression, and that freedom of expression must be exercised responsibly. Loose talk is not that part of freedom because it's not responsible. You must be responsible and be the author of your own action. Don't engage in vilification of others. If you have evidence somebody has stolen, we have the due process. Take him or her to court. I move on to Article 34. We have the freedom of the press. Article 32, we have the freedom of conscience and religion. Nobody should tell us Kenya has a state religion. Nobody should build a church at State House because they are all tenants of State House. Sawa sawa. He has to consult all Kenyans for him to construct a church in, and then we belong to different consciences. You cannot force us to be in your church. So that is unconstitutional. Article 35, all of us have access to information. Any information held by the state belongs to all of us, and all of us must be ready to. How many of you access information from the national government and from the county government? That information is very critical for you to make informed participation and informed choices. I move on to Article 36. We have the freedom of assembly. Here we don't need a license. I hope you just informed the OCS. Bana Odongo is still around? He went there. Somebody else, but you informed him. He has no right to interfere with our meeting. We have also the freedom to demonstrate and also to petition under Article 37, so long as we are very peaceful. The question I'll be asking students and leaders who are you and me, how do we become proactive but non-violent? Some of you have read the story of Mahatma Gandhi. He was very active but non-violent. So we must practice the act of being active but non-violent, because the moment you become violent, you also step on other people's rights. Where your rights end, that's where somebody else's rights begin. So he who demands rights and freedom must also be ready to exercise responsibility. Freedom has the lever to balance with responsibility, because all of us have a right to protection, our security of person and property. The moment you destroy property, then your freedom already has been compromised. You are no longer a free person, you are a criminal. So don't destroy. You can be active without being a criminal. I move on to Article 38 briefly, which says all of us have political rights. Political rights means my mother can be in a political party, my brother in another one. This is not like Joshua's card, me and my house. We are not in a wedding. Political rights are for everybody. You can have different political affiliation and persuasion in your family. I hear some of you are being paraded as students. Sisi ni wa so and so. Hii sio makondo ya kupelekwa kwa mtu. Sawa sawa. If you want to remain a leader, look for followers, don't be the follower. Usikuwe mtu wa kupepa mshariti, lazima ukuwe na ng'ombe zako na spana. All of you are looking for followers, don't be the follower. Be the leader, let others do what? Follow you. I know politics is coming. Some of you are now grouping. We want among the youth to have a governor. Do you wait for these people who are coming after they have made their own money? You want them now to lead you? Can you also provide leadership? You have numbers. Politics is about numbers. Mobilize those numbers and you become who you want to be. I move on briefly to Article 43, which now brings me the element of education. Education is one of the socio-economic rights for every citizen. If education is not provided for, then that's already a violation of our own constitution. Education must be free. Free from nursery to the highest level of education, up to university. But at the moment, we have free education. In 2001, Mike Kibaki the late gave us free primary education. 2008, we had free secondary education. 2019 or there, we had now free junior secondary education. But at the moment, there's a problem with capitation. It's given as Panadol by the politicians. and they keep on deciding what type of system of education do we have. From CPE we went to form 4, ilikuwa inaitwa nini 844, wameleta ingine inaitwa nini CPC. Within a short time they have changed it to CPE. Did they consult you? You have seen how politics is interfering with our education. At the moment they have a different style of deciding who should benefit from scholarship and who should not. Scholarship is not a county function. For those who think scholarship is a county function, it's a national government function and it's only meant for the bright and the needy. But at the moment, because of politics, every politician want to provide scholarship so that he can be able to get votes and support. You give a student 2,000 or 3,000 shillings, does that make him or her go to school? There are some people who can afford school, they should be able to go and educate their children. But now the moment we make it that is for everybody, then we spoil scholarship. It's a national function. You hear of somebody establishing a scholarship and anataka kuwa named after him. Anatoa pesa yake kwa mfuko yake. We don't want that. Kama ni scholarship is for government, it must be based on a policy. But scholarship at the moment is supposed to be a national government function. We have Article 186 and basically Schedule 4 of the Constitution, which talks about functions of the national government and functions of the county government. The county governments have 14, national government has 35. Education for primary and VTC, TVET is supposed to be a primary function of the county government. But at the moment, you find that even national government want to control ECD. You have seen they are able to post teachers even for ECD to be in charge from the national government. And I think that's a misnomer. We are not supposed to have that. Secondary education and university is a function of the national government. At the moment, students at the university are having a lot of challenges in terms of funding, capitation, at the same time scholarship and also tuition fee. During our time at the university, we were not paying any money, but we were paid money every month. I don't know whether somebody of you heard of boom. We used to have boom. If I came home and I have not eaten, I go back and demand food or bait money for compensation of what I have not eaten. Where did that money go? That money went to corruption, and that is political corruption. Money in Kenya is there, but it's because of corruption we can never fund education. What are we funding? Foreign trips. We can also be able to fund what? Empowerment. Empowerment, if you divide the money people are getting, I heard of one county getting 64 shillings. Hiyo ni maendeleo au maondoleo? That is not empowerment. That is politics of deceit. So our education has become captured by the politicians because of deceit. They don't want to empower people, because if you empower people, they will be very more knowledgeable and make informed choices. They don't want that. They want people who are ignorant. Na wanamwambia mkae hivyo hivyo na Mungu afanye nini? Awabariki. We want to liberate. Education is a liberating canon. For those who have read the Pedagogy of the Oppressed, we must liberate our people. Our people are perishing for lack of knowledge, and we have not invested in our education. We don't invest in education just only in buildings. We need buildings. Come an ECD for counties. It should be ECD centers, but not classrooms. At the moment, they are putting up what we call classrooms at a very exorbitant price, has no wash facilities, they have no equipment, they have no facilities. So that is not the education that we want. The education we want must be all round for the affirmative, affective domain, cognitive and psychomotor. We don't want just to produce people who pass exams. They must also be all round in their capacity as citizens. So we want education that is liberating, that is holistic. At the moment, we have a challenge in our education system, whether it's ECD, primary, secondary, or university. We have a problem. We have a problem. Many students who could be in university have dropped out because they lack fees. And when they're there, I have witnessed students who are able to engage in other extra activities to survive. Just because of hunger. Hunger can make you dance awkwardly even before in-laws. So some people are doing things which they are not supposed to do, yet they're supposed to be in school. We must seriously address the issue of education. We must find out where the money for capitation has gone. We keep on hearing students going to Meru for activities, but they are not funded. Where did that money go? The money is shared between politicians and those who are managing our education system. Education has been so politicized. Every now and then we hear of presidential task forces and working committees. Whatever they come up as recommendations, they are not help our education system, because we keep on changing systems. We find we have a system where teachers don't know where they're supposed to be going. So what do you expect of the students whom they are teaching? Many teachers who are teaching CBC don't understand the CBC curriculum because it's experimental. We can't experiment on human beings. We need rats and other animals to experiment on, but not on human beings, and that is what is happening in our country. So politics has taken a center stage in our education system, and that is why the future of education is very gloomy. When it comes to academics, appointment of vice chancellors, who does it? Is it the educationists or the politicians? And they decide who should be the vice chancellor, and they have brought a lot of issues of nepotism and tribalism in the appointment. Sometimes they bring people who are not of qualification, but because he's one of our own, so he has to be the vice chancellor, the deputy, or the principal of a particular college. Where are the students when all these things are happening? Do they take role, or are they participating in the choice of vice chancellors, principals, or those management positions? So we have a problem in that. We have also a problem when it comes to the issue of staffing. Some universities have enough, others don't have. Some institutions have enough, others don't have. Politicians wake up one morning and say, now we have declared such and such a college to become a national polytechnic or a university. Do they really consult the people? You may find that the people who are benefiting from Kibabi are not from Kibabi. The Bungoma community may not be benefiting from Kibabi. I don't know whether you know that. Yet it is within our community. So education is not serving its function, especially the school community. It's not a problem. Kibabi is a national university, but it must have a quota system for the people from within. That is missing. We have a problem. You get there, even sweepers are coming from other places. Is that really fair? It's not fair. We need to also to get representation. As I come towards the end, I want to say students have a right, students have a responsibility. We want transformative leadership in our Bungoma, in our Trans Nzoia, in Western counties. And we can only do this if we get the type of leaders we want. The type of leaders we want must be ethical. People who preach water and take water, not those who preach water but take wine. We want leaders who live by example. At the moment, we have our rotten county assemblies. Kienda kwa county assembly kama ya Bungoma, we have so many brokers, contractors, and wash. We want all of you to occupy that. Out of 45, we expect at least 30%. Not 30 out of 45 wakwe youth. You have the ability. You have the capacity. We have 9 constituencies. Most of the MPs have withdrawn from the public account. We need at least 6 out of 9 from your leadership. Are you ready? Yes. We want the woman rep, not from those who have occupied those positions, but from the new ones. You have talents here. Can we have a woman rep from here? Yes. We want a governor. We don't want to recycle governors. We want a new governor, and a governor must come from these people. Sawa sawa. I want to stop there and say, if you have any question, please, I'm ready to respond to. Karibu Edu.
Hey, makofi kwa professor. Yeah, I see mmeanza kuchangamka eh? Now before I give you guys the mic, we have a gentleman here who has been fronted by serikali. So I would like you to say something.
Thank you.
Mostly in the line of education. Sindio? Usiende kwa siasa.
Thank you. And I want to appreciate Mr. Nyukuri. You've really put it right, and mostly you put the youth in front. There was a time ulikuwa nasema vijana ni kesho. Ni kama mmengoja kesho, mmechoka. Mmekujia kesho yenu, si ndio? I was in politics. I've been in politics. There is no corner of this Bungoma County I've never stepped my foot. There is no political leader in this Bungoma County elected I've never been with. So I know what it means by politics. Today, I'm not going to talk about politics. I am a civil servant. And when you do politics, the way you could have said, politics is a game of interest. You must know what is your interest. Everyone here, you went to school, nimesikia hapa, former university, in university, whatever. Kila mzazi akizaa mtoto, akipeleka shule, maombi yake uwe inakuwa mtoto wangu akuja akuwe mtu fulani uko mbeleni. So you can be vying for a position, even 10 of you, but you can never be 10 woman reps in one position, right? The question is one. In politics, you either win or no, you don't lose. In politics, you either win or you learn. Once you learn that today has not been my day, then you decide, I have my purpose. You went to school, your parents used your school fees to take you to school, which means you deserve to be somewhere, right? You say, today it was my day, but I have my purpose. Then you go for the job that you learned for. Na huyu Mungu huwa halali. Mimi nilisoma kura, nimezunguka mambo na siasa, but now I'm a civil servant. I want to talk about education. Mimi niko kwa wizara ya elimu, ECD and VTC, Vocational Training Centers. And with VTC, actually as we speak, ingo yote mmevaa saa hii kila mtu na viatu hapa. I can tell you for free, it's not the graduates who did it. They are the trainees from the Vocational Training Centers. Now mtu kujoin VTC sio lazima ukuwe ni ukumaliza form 4 ama uko na degree ama diploma ama certificate, hapana. Even from class 8, I've seen there's an instructor here, he can bear witness. Mtoto akimaliza class 8 hauna school fees, it is not over until it's over. Look to the nearest, go to the nearest vocational training center, peleka mtoto pale. You never can tell about tomorrow. Atajifunza pale, inaitwanga shule za vifundi, chuo cha kifundi, right? Atasoma pale kuwa mechanic, atasoma pale. You guys, kama mmeona, if you go to many garages, most of the mechanics, they have never stepped their foot in campuses or colleges, and are the best mechanics. Hizi nguo nasema unaangalia inileta sijui nini, it is been done by the VTC, Vocational Training Centers, VTC learners. So let us encourage our people in our communities. Kama hajapata ile maximum kwa mnataka, it doesn't mean si mtoto mwerevu. There is something hidden na ni Mungu anajua. Kila mtoto hutoka kwa tumbo na sahani yake. The only way we can eradicate poverty in our societies, let us not believe if my daughter or my son has not gone to the university, it means he is not a God-chosen child. No. You can go to university, unatoka pale na first class, na unakuja you tarmac for the rest of your even 10 years plus or your life, right? Na kuna mtu ametoka tu pale class 8 ameingia VTC, unasikia ameanza kufanya nini? Anaanza kuandika watu kazi kwa workshop yake. So let us embrace the VTCs. When it comes to ECD, kitambo nyinyi watu when we were kids tulikuwa naambiwa mtoto akienda primary, nursery, lazima ashike masikio huku. Kama mkono ifiki huku, you don't qualify to join nursery. Si kweli? Sasa hii tuko na hii ECD. For example, in Bungoma County kuna vitu mingi sana zimefanyika program under the education to improve or to increase the enrollment in our ECD centers. Tupeleke watoto, wacha tupeleke watoto baby class, uje peleka pale daycare, no. Siku hizi mpaka kutoka chini, baby class, hivyo kipanda, si kweli? So let us not be critic on everything. Let us embrace education na tuombe Mungu jamii yetu, watoto wetu uko mbele wafanikiwe. That's all I can say. Thank you so much, Dan Moholi.
Hey Dan. Kumbe nimezoea kutana na wewe kwingine. That was very good. So I'm going to welcome reactions from our keynote speech na vile chenye Dan amesema, kabla sasa tuingie kwa session ya question answer. Sindio? In the meantime, kumbuka tuko live kwa Ikue updates, Facebook na YouTube. We are running a concurrent live stream. Unaweza chukua link ushare na watu yako, na ama uende kwa WhatsApp my status, nimeshare post moja iko na links zote mbili, you can share with your friends. So I'm welcoming reactions on the two presentations.
Okay, thank you very much. I think when we talk about education, I think it's because most of us are educated. That's why we can discern whatever is going on in our country. Maybe to react to what our keynote speaker said, really for sure education in this country is becoming a mess. And if we don't work into doing something about it, we are going to lose it. It was just the other day when we were still in office, when we met our president and we were talking about the new funding model in the university. Then we were asking questions, and I really remember that night, it was just in the prime time news in Citizen TV. And we were asking questions about the new funding model because I believe when this continues in the near future, our parents, everyone will not be able to afford the university fees. And that's something I can say without fear, because you'll find there are at some point these universities have allowed students to do exams without allocations of the I think bursaries and scholarships. Yes. So if the government cannot make sure that education, which is something that is running the economy, the country and everything, then I don't know what is the point of having such kind of a government in this country. Because Mimi, as an educated person, I'll always stand for education, because hakuna vile mzazi amenipeleka shule nisome na nikuwe na mtoto wangu nishindwe kumlipia school fees. Si hivyo? It's possible, it's practical. Like if we cannot fight for what is ours right now, and I always must remind my fellow young people that when these people are ruining our future, this is our future. Those people are living in their futures right now. If they destroy everything, all the systems, especially in education that you're talking about right now, then it's your future, your kids' future, and your future even as a person, because you may want also to maybe upgrade on your studies. So this matter education is something very important that we need to make sure that it runs. And me as a person, maybe my opinion, the next government that is coming in place should do away with all these CBEs and CBCs, because we can see plainly our teachers even does not understand whatever they are doing. Sini ukweli? Yeah, so if mwalimu ajui kenye anafaa fanye, then how is supposed to run the kind of system education in this country? See, it's funny. It's very funny, and we, the Gen Zs and the comrades of this nation, we are not going to let this place sleep. Comrade power. Comrade power. And I believe we have the energy and we have the capability, and we can do this. Thank you very much.
Anybody else?
You want to say something? Say it.
Okay, thank you. This is Lumbuku. To be very sincere, it feels so sad that even still in this generation we are still talking about paying school fees for the education, because I think we all of us can agree that we look ahead of what should be done rather than going back of what was already done. I think in the regime of our former presidents, the likes of Mwai Kibaki, he came and at least he took our nation somewhere, because we can realize that even in our old days when we were still in primary, in high schools, we had free education in primary, we had free education in high school, but at this time we are still giving burdens to parents and even students. It feels so sad that even at this time there are some of the students who cannot even have a meal for a day, but still the government is pushing that at least this comrade or maybe this student who at home they are not even having a meal, whom at school they are not even having a meal, they still want us to pay again. I will concur with what my incoming woman rep has just said, that in the next government, I don't want to predict because I am not a prophet, but I believe whoever shall come in the next government, we must have a clear discussion of where are we taking this education system. Because if we cannot have a sober discussion about these matters, I am very sure we are going back to our old days where we are going to make small girls get married and maybe men who have beards like these ones of mine to get married. And we don't want to go that direction, because everybody who is here who have tested the fruits of education can bear witness that at least a community must be educated. Thank you very much.
Continue. Hamjambo tena. Kwa majina naitwa Cyprian Wanyama. Mimi kwangu naweza sema kweli masomo ni kitu muhimu, kitu cha muhimu sana kwa maisha ya kila mmoja, na hasa kwa watoto wetu. Mimi nakumbuka vizuri nilipokuwa nafanya form 4, nilikuwa na fee balance ya 20,000 and kwa wakati wetu ilikuwa umalize school fees ndipo ufanye nini uweze kuregister. So ilikuwa ukileta school fees yenye mzazi amekupatia, ukishaleta wanarudisha kwa school fees. Ukileta pesa ya registration unarudisha kwa school fees. Nakumbuka walimu walikuwa na mkutano kwa staff room, wakasemesana, na ilikuwa mimi nisifanye mtihani huo mwaka 2013 nisifanye mtihani. So wakaniita tu kwa ofisi, wakaniambia Cyprian, fee balance yako tumeclear. Bwana asifiwe. Na tunaona kuwa, unajua acha nitumie hivyo kwa sababu nimezoea. Tunaona kuwa masomo hapo awali ilikuwa ni kitu cha dhamana sana, lakini sasa hivi ile tunaishi sasa na maisha yenye tunaishi sasa hivi, watu wanaichukulia masomo ni hivi hivi tu, kwa sababu hata hapo nyuma tulikuwa tunapewa pesa ya inaitwaje, kwa university inaitwaje, help tunapewa tu, lakini saa hii unapewa kwa viwango fulani. Hawataki kujua we ni maskini, hawataki kujua we ni tajiri, hawataki kujua we unatoka kabila ama unatoka kwa kijiji gani. Lakini sasa mimi nataka kusema hivi, kama iwapo tutakuwa na serikali ambayo inakuja kuingia, mimi nikikishikilia huko chini kama MCA, nitajua maisha itakuwa sawa. Tunataka to improve maisha ya watoto kupitia kwa masomo, kwa sababu mwingine akasema siasa mbaya masomo mbaya, kwa sababu inaoana hivi, inaenda hivi. Kama tukikuwa na siasa kama ni mbaya, hata tuoni kama tunaenda mbele ama tunarudi nyuma, pia masomo inaenda hivyo hivyo. So iwapo tutakuwa na viongozi, na nimeona hapa mwenzangu women rep ako hapa, tuko na governor hapa, tuko na ma MCS wengine wako hapa, nataka kusema hivi: tushikilie mtoto wa shule, shikilia hawa watoto. Hatutaki watoto wetu pia wapitie maisha ambayo labda sisi tulipitia. Si tulipo vile tulikuwa tunasoma huko nyuma, tulikuwa tunatembea suruali yenye haina hata imetoboka huko nyuma, unatembea miguu mtupu. Lakini sasa nataka tuseme hivi, kama iwapo tunataka kuweka kiwango cha elimu katika kiwango kingine, tushikililie, tubadilishe mawazo yetu kama vijana, tusimame kidete kwa kila kitu chenye tunafanya. Kama vile tumekuja hapa tusemesane, tuone ni njia ipi ambayo tutafanya, alafu tufanye nini tuweze kupeleka elimu kwa kiwango kingine. Na simbarikiwe.
Asante. Mimi nimesema naitwa Danson Kiprotich. Women rep amesema mambo ya CBE na CBC iweze kufuatiliwa mbali, lakini kwa usemi ya ndugu yangu Dan Moholi ni kwamba haya ndio maneno ambayo yanatusaidia. We get engineers, we get people who are designers. Let's not say we do away with this. We just improve on the areas where we see it has failed. Because when we get people who are good in football, even right now, Harambee Stars is playing. So let's improve on the place where we see we are failing. But let's not do away with it, because we cannot all be only in these government offices. And also on the purpose of Prof said, when we are championing for our rights, let's be proactive but not violent. That is the message, because proactiveness, that means we want to ensure things run. Let us not be violent. I support the government, that's why I'm saying this. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's try also to be brief for the interest of time.
Thank you so much. So they always say, welcome to Kenya, where we have rich idiots and poor graduates, right? We have so many people who have graduated, yet they lack jobs. But you have so many people who are not educated, and they are governors, like a good friend, Governor Joho. So as much as we are talking about education, after graduating, what is there for us? What is the government doing to ensure we don't have a lot of unemployed youths? Because at the end of the day, we are the same people who will get affected. Another thing, we are talking about education. When I narrow it down, sustainable development growth, SDG number 4, it talks about quality education. How are we able to get this quality education, yet everything about it, we are asked to pay for a fee? The SDG that talks about education, that is number 4, quality education, it states clearly we need to have free education from primary, free access to vocational training, universities, and etc. But that's the opposite. Right now we're all talking about CBC, enhancing 1 or 2 things in the CBC sector. What about the local mwananchi who is not able to get that 100 bob? Do we really think of people from the mashinani? So just to echo what my incoming women rep has said, there is no need to enhance, to improve, to do what? Let us do away with it. Yes. Because it is costing us a lot and a lot. Kama kama tunalipisha saa hizi CBC tukipanda university ndio tufike tumalize tena tukue unemployed. What is the essence?
Good guy. Thank you. Because of time, we'll take one reaction from this side, then one from the other side. The back there.
We come from behind now. We talk about
Good evening. Leo ni kama discussion sijui isha asubuhi. I'm Nathan Wabwile mmoja. I came in when Professor Nyukuru was addressing us. Nimesikia pia civil servant, jina nimesahau. Lakini nimeshika civil servant kwa sababu nye tumekaa hivi. I guess is the only one employed. Then I'll start by addressing current student leaders. Student leaders are cowards nowadays. They want to talk smart mbele ya camera, but when they go back to their places of work, they are cowards. You have been in universities presently when the funding model was changed. I didn't see demonstration from even your campuses. Ikishapita inasonga mbele, mnakuja kwa Ikwekwe kutupea story kwamba we do away with it. Where were you? We could have pressured William Ruto that time so that we change things. You were leaders, mumekaa kwa viti. Mnakula na vice chancellor, mnatoka nje mnavaa masuti. You come to tell us kwamba we change things that zimesonga. You are cowards. Kitu ya pili. And I gotta give you an example. We have vice chancellors and principals of colleges. Wenye wamefinya wanafunzi chini sana. Lakini wanafinya wanafunzi na student council. Presidents wanatembea hii town wakikula na maprincipal wao kwa maofisi, they eat, wanarudi shule na sumbua wanafunzi wao. Mnakuja hapa, in fact hata msipewe time. Aya kiti inafuata next. We are supposed to appreciate kwamba CBC implementation ilianza kitambo. We are grade 9. So we should not discuss about doing away with it. We discuss about improvements. We can discuss about even making it free. But you cannot say that Sai turudishe, we do away with it. Give us an alternative. Let's discuss about improving issues ya CBC tukisonga mbele. How together? Yeah. Nita react kwa vitu tukisonga mbele pole pole.
Okay, let me just have something to say here. My name is David Tajiri. I was a university president in Taita Taveta University. That is last year. And thank you. I've just heard my friend here talking about the new funding model. We are here with Agneta. She's just also a student leader right now, but she's eyeing for the women rep, and she's going to actually do the best. Okay, I'm going to talk about the government and the student relationship. You see, before Raila Odinga comes with another thing saying students conclave. Before we have that, then we can talk this. I have an opportunity to have been served in a presidential committee that was appointed to do reforms on the new funding model. That is after we had been in street for a very quite long time. This means that if student leaders, he has just said, well, student leaders, you are sleeping on your jobs. Because for us, we actually stayed in streets. Before William Ruto called us in State House, we actually stayed in street for a very long time. So if you want your issues to be heard, if diplomacy fails, we always say you apply force. So we are not going just to sit down, see you. If you are not ready for that job, then we are going to wake up from where we are sitting. We will help you and push some of these agendas. Thank you.
Thank you. Tunaendelea vizuri. Just a concern. Tupunguze movement mbele za camera unless it's very urgent, and please to reduce kuamka na kutoka. We are live. Nyuma ya Edu, tafadhali movement tupunguze, alafu kusalimiana pia. Thank you. Let's hear from Pascal.
This is an amazing session, and one thing that I would like to appreciate, Prof. Nyukuri started off very well, and then we've really picked up well. But now, the thing is this, You know, when we spend time diagnosing the problem, we can spend the entire night. And then after we are done with diagnosing, we'll not come up with what are the best resolution to move ahead on. What is it that we are now going to work on or implement? Now, allow me to say something, and I just want to bring it home so that we can relate how this is really affecting, how politics is affecting education, and how education is also correlated or entwined with education. People usually often ask the question, what does education have to do with politics? And the answer is that it's everything. You see, what we are discussing here, we are talking about the problems, but do you know that we have people who are vested? They are serious academicians. They have gone even to the global scale, got the best education, and out there, they have come here and they've made amazing proposals. These things have been put into policies. But the question is, why do we still have problems with our academic sector? The problem is the kind of people that we ourselves elect into positions of power. They go there, utelect hapa mtu kama MP. Mtu atakatoka hapa hivi atingia huko kwa August House. Kidogo kidogo, there is an opposition open for CS. Right? And what happens is that there is a particular group that are going to sit as the panel that are going to vet for an individual to be selected as the leader of that particular committee that's working on reformations for the education sector. But now look at that particular person that is being fronted. There are, as we said, politics interests. Not for the best interest about changing or making reformation for the academic sector to work for the mwananchi. So we have people who get in there and then they are presented with the amazing policies by the academicians. But when now it comes to implementation, it is a problem. They have no clue what those policies are saying. I will tell you this for a fact. The policies that are in place, it's not that they are bad. In fact, they are amazing. Most of the time we talk about reforming these policies, but when you sit down and read those policies, you understand that we have the best and amazing policies this country can ever have. The problem we have is the people that have been put in place to implement those policies have no clue what they're supposed to do.
You're right.
Let me give you a very relatable example. We have now a CS for ICT. I don't want to mention, you guys are just laughing because I've just said that. When I am looking, I've been privileged to go to Rwanda a couple of times, and I've seen this lady who is now the Minister of ICT in Rwanda at 39 years of age. She's the most highly educated ICT minister in Rwanda, and she was a student at MIT. Then she went on different levels of studies within the technology sector. And then, I think about 3 months ago, Rwanda was hosting AI. How does the AI world work with the systems that we have in governance? I'm telling you, for Rwanda right now, what they're doing is they're trying to see how do we control AI so that AI does not become destructive. That means we have young people who need to study how the AI models work, so that now they narrow down, instead of AI becoming a problem, they now find a way on how to control AI to work for you, not AI to become a problem to you. In Kenya here, our IT CS is saying, I will shut down the internet. So what am I saying? The people that we elect into position eventually get an opportunity to serve as committee heads to drive implementations in specific areas, and we have a problem. Now, we are talking about now the incoming women rep. I'm glad you have gone through the academic system and you understand what is happening. You've talked about the funding model and how problematic it is. You see, now this is what we are talking about now being real. It is you identifying where your strength is. Okay? You will go as a women rep, but I want to see you getting an opportunity to become a committee lead in matters of education reforms. When you go there, that's what you are aiming. Let us young people, if you are vying for positions, let us not go there because you have seen how things have worked and you say, I'm waiting until now, it's my time to eat. Because I'll tell you for a fact right now, young people, even when it comes to 2027, most of you are intending to become political aspirants. Fact is this: if we do not form an ecosystem amongst the youth population, something that can work for us, 2027, there's nothing we can do. The problems we are discussing right now about will still be the same problems to come. So what I'm challenging you is this. First of all, how do we support people like her who have the best interest of what needs to be changed, so that we can create that ecosystem where we young people can be able to bring change where we need to see change. That's my part in short.
Thank you. Tumpige makofi. Let us cross to the other side.
Thank you. As I say, I'm Yugi Joseph, the current Secretary General of Kibabi University, just our neighboring university here in Bungoma. I'm very privileged today to stand here and share a platform with the Prof, as well as my VP and our YPK, Mr. Pascal. I want to combine two things where Pascal said that solutions to the problems, and the Prof said the psychomotor development or capacity building. What we lack as youths, and he said that the way your freedom ends, somebody starts from there. We've seen these things taking place around the country or where you stay. Solutions first to these problems, we must be informed of the problem, and then you think about the solution. And the solution we must think about is how we are going to do away with the bad governance in the country. Doing with bad governance, Mr. has said that we have these policies being implemented and they are good. But what we lack are these people who are running these policies around. Now, if these things are taking place like this, there is nothing we're gonna do. Even if we elect you today as the county rep, you're just going to warm the cheese and wait for your part and pack things, go back home. Because you are going there without a solution, but you're going there because you've seen this person is not quite working good. You've not informed these citizens on what should be done. Because somehow the problems start with us. When they come around and I see you 50 bob or 100, you vote them in again. Why? You are eagerly for the present, not the future. You are just seeing that 500 or 100 shillings, and then you say, this thing is over. Oh, Prof, capacity building is very nice. I'm a student leader in Kibabi University, and what I did first was to inform. I educated and I do it until date. I am educating the students of what to be done at the right time at the right place. When it comes now to voting and doing what we are discussing now, we must educate the citizens first in what to be done. That's when we will be now saying something of 2027. But if not, we are just going back to where we are. Thank you.
Makofi. Just to read a comment from our online viewers. The first resource for any government are its people. The more educated, the better for that particular government. But the sabotage from our elected leaders begs for more answers. Well, let us rise up and help education back on track. Do we have the answers?
Thank you. As I said, I'm Maruti Eric. I'm an MC aspirant in Kabula Ward. So my take on this matter of education, I think the government is somehow joking with the education in this country, because you can't, because the government, every person is saying the new funding model is bad. You go on and show us how well you know, because you are a doctor. You force the new funding model. You don't want to listen. So I think the solution should be, I don't see the essence why they are fragmented funds for education. Like we have the HELB, we have the scholarship and so on. I think the best solution is we put these funds together and make education free, because they are so fragmented and they are not assisting. So we put all those funds together and make education free. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. As I said, my name's Nyongesa Morris, commonly known as Crocodile, from Kapchai, that's Bungoma constituency. I have few points to put across. First, around 2 to 3. First, I want to blame ourselves. Those who went into campaigns in 2022, we voted. Unlike me, nilienda hapo for the 6 pieces, nilitoka free from MCA to president. But lazima nijipigie makofi, because wewe mwenye ulisimama hapo ukaenda ukapigia Ruto mwenye alisema nikifika kule nitamaliza hii CBC. Today he is the one championing for the same CBC yenye inatuumiza leo. Today we cannot actually be in a position ya kutoa hiyo CBC again, because it needs a lot of billions na haiwezekani, right? Secondly, under education versus politics. I think today we have graduates, those of 2013 up to 2018, they are not yet employed. And even when you go there at the village, unapata mtu mwenye amefanya, I think amegraduate 2022, 2023, 2025, 4, 5, ashaandikwa. Why? Because we are having two relatives in the government, na hiyo kitu inatumiza sana. You know, we reach at a point tunasema, ni kwa nini tunaenda shule? Right? Tunajiuliza ni kwa nini tulienda shule, because mtu ametoili just from 20. I have a cousin somewhere there at Webuye, ali graduate 2013 up to date. Tumekimbia kwa ama politicians, MCA mpaka governor. But I think today tuko na a civil servant from the office of Lusaka, Governor Lusaka. Whatever we are sharing here atafikisha, na maybe maombi yetu itasikizwa, right? We are glad that we organize for a good meeting and a debate. Thirdly, we have professionals. I think in country, wherever we are heading, tuko na rich fools. I think you talked about my statement, rich fools versus poor professionals. Kuna wenye wametrain about agriculture, kuna wenye wametrain about teaching, kuna wenye wametrain about various courses and what have you. But if you want to get done, we've toiled, we've moiled, we've done everything in this country. Tumerotate na wewe kwa hii Bungoma County. But I thank God you got somewhere. But wherever you are, my brother, try champion for us too. Sisi tunaumia huku bado, na usiende uambie Lusaka everything is good, everything is bad. Most importantly in Bungoma, we need solutions. You are the people we are going to depend on, mtusaidie huku mbele. Kindly do organize for another meeting and invite Dan. Akikuja atupe majibu alisema nini, or Lusaka atatuitisha meeting about employment or not. Okay, I have to finish by saying, let na Kubende rest in peace. He really championed for us. Thank you.
Asante. From our online viewers, kuna swali. Is the government doing enough to protect academic freedom in universities? Keep sending those questions. Tuta discuss tukiendelea.
Thank you. I said, Abid Wekasam Kitanga. I come from Kimilili, an aspiring member of parliament in the upcoming 2027 elections. And I want to say that I hope there was one of us there who said that student leaders wamekaliwa sana and they are taking tea with chief principals and vice chancellors. And he even added that some of them have worn suits and they are with us here. And I want to say that, my friend, I hope you are not referring to me because I've done some research and Prof and I are the only people wearing suits here. I want to react to what Prof talked here and to what the county civil servant also tried to address us. And when I was seated here, I thought, Professor, are you the professor of law? Or I was trying to be in picture, and I saw that you are a very good man. And straight to the point, you say that Mahatma Gandhi said that we should be proactive, but non-violent. I want to encourage our fellow youth. I want to encourage our fellow student leaders, whoever they are. I want to encourage ladies or women to get into power. And I want also to congratulate the two women present in this debate. And I want to tell them that that is the way to go. I want you also to tell your fellow women, in fact, in Bungoma, there has been never a woman MP since 1963. So I want you to tell your fellow women that we can also do it and we can go for it. Secondly, I want to react to what Dan said, the civil servant from the county government of Bungoma. I'm a product of VTC, and I'm also a product of university. In TVET, which is just a cousin to VTC, right? I'm a professional in the field of civil engineering, and in the university, I've done bachelor's in information technology. I want to tell my fellow youth, or our fellow youth who are listening to this debate, that getting lower grades in high school, or even not reaching class 8, or even not even getting the money to pay school fees, it is not the end of life. In fact, the best people that can do the best work in this country are the ones who get skills and knowledge from the VTC. I want to encourage you that you can also do it. And I can just say that it is well with you if you come up and start from that lowest point, you will get to reach to where we are. Generally, to the youth, we are fighting something in this country. Of course, the CBC is just nice. The only problem with CBC, in my opinion, is that it is much expensive. But if we get the funds and we get the right personnel, then it is going to work. Our fellow youth, the information was, we should avoid the politics of handouts, because in many cases, I've been in so many forums, right, in Kimilili and so on, and our youth are after that 50 shillings, and my friend here said in a very nice accent, he was saying 500 shillings, and that is not the way to go. You know, if I want to be a leader, and I want to encourage the aspirants who are here to, let us not use that way to lure the voters. Let us just embrace a dialogue, embrace ideologies, and we will make good leaders. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hello. As I said, I'm Faith Wahungu, Women Rep aspirant. And I just want to comment on what our keynote speaker said. Education and politics is like a husband and a wife, because they intermarry and they are linked. Because education or factors that do with politics, hizo tu ndo zinatumika to come up with policies zenye zina affect education. Mnanipata? Yeah, our leaders, the leaders that we elect in politics are the ones that come up with factors and policies that affect our education. So, personally, I want to say this, upande wa CBC, it's not bad. I support the idea behind it because it's more practical and it nurtures the talents. And in this country where everything has changed, everything is in a mess, kila kitu kiko tough. Mi nafikiria hii CBC, watoto wakitoka shule, watoto wengi saizi watoto wanajua kutengeneza scarves, sweater. Hapa watu wengi hatujui. Juu shule tumesoma vitu mingi, theory work, theoretical work, na huku nje hakuna kazi kabisa. So I support the idea behind the CBC. What I don't support, like the implementation, there is so many policies that was drafted to support the CBC program, but these policies are in paperworks. It's not being implemented. So we as the leaders or the people who are aspiring to be the leaders of tomorrow of this country, we need to look for a way of implementing these policies and put them into practice, because honestly it's so sad. Unatoka shule wanasema the education is free, but there is nothing that is free. We have hidden costs. Pesa ya chakula shule unainama, atunalipiwa kila kitu. The education is free when you can't even afford pesa ya sukuma kwa siku. Nyumbani unalala njaa. Shuleni wanaotuma pesa sijui ya lunch, sijui mtoe pesa I don't know ya nini, vitu mingi hapo ziko hapo na wanasema education is free. If the government is really supporting this free education policy, let it be free. Hizi vitu zingine za kando pesa zenye zimepotelea hapa katikati because of corruption, this money can really support the education system na ikue free, completely free. If they mean it to be free, let it be free. But we as the citizens of this country, we need to come out and vote, because the leaders that we choose are the ones that will implement the policies to support our education system. If we choose bad leadership and bad governance, si tunachoose education mbaya, ni sisi ndo tunateseka, sisi ndo tunaumia. Au kiatu yenye sisi tumevaa kinatufinya, they don't feel the pain of the shoe that we are wearing. So we need to be very careful, be very cautious, and have compassion for ourselves and for the children that we are carrying in our stomachs. Thank you.
Asante sana. We'll have our last reaction and then we can go to the debate and the questions that we had for our panelists. Sawa.
Thank you so much. This is Daniel Misiko, the president of Msakasa. My concern is about, we've come here to talk about the politics, the influence of politics in the education system. But I'm so surprised because some of us here are talking about the next coming election. No, we need to solve the problem at hand first. Yeah. So my concern was, how do we come up with ideas so that we solve the current situation that are affecting our institutions, higher learning institutions? No, the government has really messed up with the education system. Mekuwa na shida mingi sana in terms of scholarship and help allocations. Our institutions are really thriving. They are really inangangana sana to make sure that we reach to a point yenye wanafunzi wanafanya mtihani na wanatoka kwa shule. But the people who we elected, they have so much influence. Maybe in terms of appointing those, the way Professor just said, in terms of appointing the principals or the VCs in the institutions, because they want the interest in that institution. Mimi nilikuwa naomba, as we are here, let's talk about how the government is going to make sure that our institutions, the higher learning institutions, are going to be better. My another concern is about the youths of Bungoma County. You know, I saw in the budget, the 2025-2026 appropriation bill, the county government allocated about 50 million for the empowerment of youths. But the youths have not even benefited in that funds. Inakulwa watu na wanasiasa hapa hivi, na sisi wenyewe youths tunang'ang'ana, tunazunguka huku nje kutafuta side hustles na hizi kazi nyingine ndogo ndogo. Mimi nilikuwa naomba the government ya Bungoma kiongozwa na our excellency Lusaka angalie vijana. Ni hayo, na mbarikiwe.
Asante. Kuna swali kwa profesa hapa.
Thank you. I'm still Jacob Macheso. I have just one question concerning education. Prof, you've highlighted a lot of problems that we have, and we are all agreeing that we have, whether it's maybe muddy classrooms, we have inaffordability of education and all that. But what's the one solution that we can just say in a sentence, this one thing that we can do? Like, I'm a big user of Marubaini, and I love it because when I take it, I cure like 40 diseases. What prescription would you give to cure all these problems that we have about education? If it's having other solutions and maybe drugs, we've had them. If it's incorporating teachers in the education sector, we had Moi. I'm told he was a teacher. In our county, we have a women rep and senator who are teachers, and that's the same case for many other places in the legislature and executive. We've had Magoha in the ministry who was a VC. So these are people that understand education. If it's on conclaves and maybe meetings and other stakeholders meetings like the one we're having, we've had them in the past, but we're not finding solutions. What would you say that can help this country education sector go well? Thank you. I'm Macheso.
Thank you. I'd like to pass the mic back to Edu. Thank you.
Time also is not on our side, but I would like to thank you all for those reactions. I think it would be important to allow Professor to react to anything that has been thrown to him. Tutaendelea kitu kidogo, tutaongeza tu muda kiasi kwa sababu hawa panelists wetu hatujauliza maswali, si ndio? Tutauliza tu maswali at least moja mbili ndio tufunge.
Thank you, the congregants and our audience. I'll just make reactions to a few things. All of us, when we are seated here, we agree that education is an equalizer. If we invest in good education, quality and quantity education, then our future is guaranteed for our children and our grandchildren. That is very important. We need to invest in access. There are basically four variables in the investment of education. One is access. So those who enter are able to enter in education system. Then those who are in the education system are retained. So we invest in guaranteeing access to education at all levels. Then we must invest to guarantee retention of those who have entered at all levels. Then we also must guarantee performance. Then we move on for transition. We have challenges for transition, but it's important that all of us invest in education so that we have access, retention, performance, and transition. Our funding model is still a challenge. The people's will is that education is free. Kenya is a signatory of the Jamutian Declaration of 1990 and the Universal Declaration of Education for All. Why are we now reneging on education and investing on other things that are not very important? I think the priority number one for our government, any government, national and county, should be investment in education. Human resource capital is vital. It can transform society, it can create wealth, it can bring sustainable development and good governance. So we must insist that we must invest in good quality education for our children at the ECD level, primary, junior, secondary, and tertiary and university. We must just have education. There's no shortcut to that. And we must remember education is our right at all levels, so we must have it. Scholarship must be guaranteed for all the needy. There are people who afford scholarship, even if they are widows and maybe orphans. You know, you can be an orphan, but your family had the resources. So we cannot just treat everybody equal. Education must be guaranteed for the needy and the bright in terms of accessibility. I may not be specific on some things. We must be proactive in reforming our education system, but let's not become violent. Let's engage in sustained advocacy so that we can change things for the better of our society. Then we must also invest in research and innovation. I want to challenge academicians here in tertiary and universities. How many of our students have been innovative and come up with new models of doing things? We have had people who have invented things. Some of them have never gone even to school. So we want to see our academicians and those who have gone to school being innovative. You find you have done engineering, but you are ready to a Chuakali person who has never been to school. I think that's a challenge. We must blend our theory with the practice. That's very important for all of us. Our student activism must translate into positive transformation so that we don't just do activism for the sake of it. Then we see you lining up to politicians looking for handouts. Handout is a bad manners for us. You are given 50 shillings, you are even cheaper than Sukuma Wiki because you need to translate that in 5 years or even 1,000. Will that solve problems of your society and even yourself? It will not. So we must avoid politics of handouts so that we become issue-based as students. I also want to say, what is the way forward? We have lamented for too long. We must just be proactive and we must engage in evidence-based advocacy. We must just the whole country, the whole nation, the whole government that our education system is not sustainable. It's very erratic. Now people are talking about CPC, but now it has changed. It's no longer CPC. It's CPE. Tomorrow it may be something else. Is that really the kind of education we want? We want education that is sustainable, education that is consistent, so that at least we improve on what we have, but we don't become erratic. Why are we erratic? Because politicians have taken a center stage in deciding our destiny in terms of education. Some of you think that NCGDF is a constitutional element. We don't need NCGDF in our constitution. But I'm sure you see the MPs are struggling to have it in the constitution. They want GAF in the constitution. They want Senate Oversight Fund in the constitution. That's unconstitutional because is that his or her money?
In fact, they do it selectively.
They do it selectively and say, "Apa how can support." So we need to have an education fund that is sustainable, but one that is not discriminative. At the moment, CDF, GAF, and others are used for political optics, and that is not the solution to our problem. My friend asked, what is the solution? Our solution is to invest in political goodwill. And political goodwill cannot come without good leaders. And the good leaders are here, you and me. Those good ones will say we don't want to enter into politics. So we leave politics for the dirty people. Politics is too good to be left for politicians. So I think you need to invest in politics and invest in good leadership. We want ethical, servant, transformative leadership. I'm sure you have the touch to that. You can be able to provide that guidance. Now the technology has moved. Kenya should embrace artificial insemination. That's the artificial intelligence, which has become part of our technology. We need to infuse that. So it's not just becoming robots, but we must invest in artificial intelligence. We become knowledge workers. And I think that's where the world is moving. We want to discuss about the Kenya we don't want. We have discussed so much about the Kenya we want. We want now to discuss the Kenya we don't want, and that we can invest in that. So it is important we also invest in creating awareness. I like that point where people are able to make informed choices, informed decisions about their life. If you look at SHA, if you have been in the hospital, find out whether it is working or not. If it's not working, why should you vote for a government that cannot implement SHA? Why should you vote for a government that cannot guarantee your education of your children? So we need to give answers to ourselves so that you are not able. I think that is also something we must condemn. We must condemn. How should a politician be given letters to go and select who should be the teacher from the constituency? And I think that one, students never said it. You graduated in 2013, up to now, no employment. And politicians are walking around with letters in their pockets. Is that really fair for this country? We have watered down the education system. If employment is for the politicians who decide, then we are in trouble. So we must get to know what is best by saying, let the best get it, but not give politicians to decide who deserves and who doesn't deserve. I've written some books, and I think if you get time, I don't know whether they're online at the moment or they are now out of stock, but I'm sure online will be there. One of the books I've written is called The Monster Called Corruption. I wrote in 2004. Just find out. The monster called corruption. Corruption is eating us. Families, mtoto akienda shule anakuambia usiponipatia kitu sitaenda shuleni. You have seen how we have invested in corruption. Somebody is looking for a job to become a policeman, you sell land, you bribe the system. That policeman, will he ever be clean? He will always be a corrupt policeman. He will also be a corrupt teacher because he bribed his way to. You want to get your child to a national school, what do? You look for money to go and bribe the principal. So I think we must fight corruption, because it's not even a vice, but it's a cancer to our society. We must fight it because it's eating society. It doesn't matter how much money Kenya can generate. Corruption is a major evil to our society. There's a book called Kenya's Political Education Source Book. I think it's also available. You can read it. You can understand the basics of politics. Many of us trust politicians. Somebody has told you I'm a pilot, and he has never been in any pilot school. So we trust politicians because anybody can become a politician. I think people must be taught the basics of politics so that we don't get into wash and contractors in the name of MCAs and MPs. I think we must invest in people knowing what is politics and what are the qualities of a good leader. I'm just finishing. What is the solution? We must have holistic reforms to our education system.
You know, you give Nyukuri 1 minute, he sums it up in 5 minutes. So, asante sana. For those of you who don't know, this place is called BMC, Bungoma Members Club. Hapa tu mahali katikati ya town, mahali unaweza kuwa na function. Kwa wale wamekuja gizani, try coming here during the day. It's a very nice place.
Nimechelewa kidogo lakini. It's a very nice place. Nimechelewa kidogo lakini ninaomba msamaha. Wana tumeongelea mambo na masomo, sitaki kurudia, I will be so brief. Before tuanze elimu kwa hii dunia, ninajua hatukuwa venye tuko sahi, which means the person who introduced education kukuja kwa hii country or in a world alikuwa na reason why, because bila masomo, yes,
what are the non-violent rules on how we handle them?
The only way we can handle the issues that are affecting us as a country, let everybody do his or her job. Exactly. Thank you.
You can help him, okay?
As I said earlier, I'm Werunga Wangila Morris, standing MCA Halaba Ward. Edward, I think the best way Kenya we can do non-violent to pass our message, at least next time as youths when we go for maandamano, let us not walk on the streets. We can occupy all highways in Kenya. Like in Bungoma, we can occupy the Great North Road. We just sit on the road. We paralyze the economic system of Kenya. Another thing, to our civil servants, like my friend here, you all say we are not going to work. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we'll make our government work. We'll force it because the government cannot dismiss all civil servants in Kenya, because they will dismiss people who they have taken there without merit to do their dirty work. So it's high time we do things in an orderly manner and a non-violent way. So please, let's have such ways to pass our message. Asante.
Okay. This guy has not talked, right?
Nilianza wapi? I'm Brian British, the chairman of Buyo East Tertiary Institution. Sorry I came late. I want to categorically and specifically answer the panel. 1. The only non-violent way we are going to answer this problem, we are going to vote and vote anonymously for the leaders we know they are going to assist us. Period. Asante.
Good. I'm looking for those who haven't gotten an opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair. I won't take most of your time, but I think the best way to use is just to speak up. We use our voice as the tool that we can fight this monster called corruption, this monster called unaccountability and transparency. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good point about voting. And Werunga said something about occupying highways. That is still being radical. Because if they sent those people over there na zile mipini, they will work on you. At the end of the day, you will get hurt. Now, there is something that I've been working on. I am with the Youth Parliament of Kenya. Is a movement we are creating. It is at this time 21% across the country. We want to upscale it. But this is what we are working on. You know, if there is a generation of the most learned young people, it is the Gen Zs and the millennials. Now, there is something that you underestimate yourself. It's the level of intelligence and the level of expertise that you have. We look specifically at the problems that we are facing. Okay? And then what we need to do, kuna kwanga na hii kitu, tuna form youth summits, and then we are inviting young people to come. But then again, you tag 2,500 registration for someone to participate in that. There's some people who want to pay that money because they don't have it, but they have the expertise, the knowledge to contribute to what we are looking for. You see, at this particular point, the government is not listening. Werunga, you will occupy the highway. They are not listening. They will find a way on how to deal with you. I want to challenge the young people. Use the expertise that you have. If we decide what is the largest place that can offer us a space in this particular county, and then we call on all youth serving organizations and ask them to come. Okay, we only look at a few modalities for the logistics, watu watapata maji and something like that, so that we now utilize that particular time. By the end of the day, we must have tangible actions that we must implement. That is a non-violent ways. The moment you come out of there, we say, Werunga, you will lead this particular team. You have a 12-member team. You are going to work on these particular issues of reforms. Then we are giving you a period of about 2 months. You work on that, you finish. By the time you are done, we'll have find a next way. Maybe we elected Yona. He is now a member of parliament, up of parliament. We put Yona to task with them, whatever we've worked on. If it is a bill, we are proposing him to introduce into the parliament. Because if we say we are going to use election, is what he said, if we elect someone like Yona, he goes in there. Now we work on something, then we give to Yona. And now what we also do, we now rally all the support across the country, young people. If we say we go to change.org, which is a tool of introducing change, we say we want 2 million signatures. If across the country we get the support, 2 million strong signatures, and he's introduced it, who will stand and say no to that? Non-violent, applicable, workable.
All right. Natafuta wale hawajaongea kwanza. Mika. Napatia tu nafasi wale kwa sababu
must I stand before nionekana? Okay. Thank you. My name is Mika Wabule Mangeni. I'm a young leader in Bungoma County. Going to the question that you asked, personally, I believe there is no non-violent way that can bring a solution in Kenya today. If we were brought up as young people tukaambiwa, you must cane a child to instinct discipline that child. These same politicians that are in power today know that. So there is no way they can listen to us if we are not violent. We must be violent.
They shoot.
I think that question can best be directed to the child that I will give birth to. Maybe he will inherit a generation that will be good than what we have today. But now we cannot discuss that.
Yes.
Allow me kindly, sikukua tukianza, I apologize, but we have discussed matters education and very key points that I would like to put to Professor. Now is that the only professor here, lazima tujibu. First of all, Mr. Professor, you are the people that have been sitting in offices, coming up with policies without coming on ground and see the practicability of those policies that you're implementing, and you have landed us in problems so many times. Mr. Professor, I'm a student in Bungoma National Polytechnic, and in 2023, a curriculum called CDAC was introduced in colleges. CDAC came to do away with the NEC. Along the way, 2 years later, they brought something else called CDAC modularization programs. You want to tell us, I'm training as a civil engineer, and you want to tell me I will only need 1.5 years to finish my diploma in civil engineering? What are you telling me? Is that practical? Because you are training this person to become a professional tomorrow. The government has reduced TVET learning programs to nearest apprenticeship programs, and that one's wrong. You cannot train a civil engineer the same way you want to train a masonry. And tomorrow, these are the same people that will be coming around as engineers to oversee projects in houses that you will live in, na zitawaangukia kwa sababu hawaelewi. Unachukua muda kidogo. Ukienda in universities, engineer anakaa miaka ngapi kwa university ndio amalize degree? 5. Hata wengine 6. Na wewe unakuja huku kwa TVET, mtu ana train kama engineer, anamwambia someone is not supposed to sit in school muda mrefu. Ati anafaa akae tu 1.5 amemaliza. Na anatoka hapa nje tunaumana. Alafu saa hii we are discussing very pertinent issues huko kwa TVET institutions. There are students that have done the first modulars in some courses. They are supposed to take NEC programs for 3 years. Lakini tunaambiwa NEC is supposed to end in 2026 July. In 2026 July, those students watakuwa hajamaliza shule bado. The government is telling us there is something called CDAC modularization program, so that these students that have not finished NEC will now be absorbed in CDAC modularization programs. My question is, you are just one person graduating with a diploma with 2 curriculums on it. How will that certificate look like? Wacha nimalize. So sisi we have sat down na tumeharibu education sector. Na mimi nataka kuambia president, you came into power, lakini haikukuwa uende kwa kila kitu every sector ndio tuonyeshe, ubadilishe majina kila sector ndio tuonyeshe kwamba unafanya kazi. What was the problem with NEC? Ukachange ukaweka CDAC. Ukatoa NHIF, ukaweka SHA. Sijui ukaenda wapi, ukatoa HELB, ukaweka sijui ati new funding model inaitwa sijui nini. That is not work. Enda vitu zenye ziko, zipe pesa, ifanye kazi vizuri. So my parting shot ni kwamba someone said of student leaders being cowards. That one is very true. Now we are here to tell you, I'm live on camera to say that in September, we are going to paralyze learning in every TVET institution in Kenya. And I will lead that demonstration. We shall be violent. Someone cannot just sit in an office by the name Professor Juat anaitwa Esther Nani, make a policy na to affect sisi, na affect our future generation. Ya atakuwa ashaunda pesa watoto wake wanasoma majua asomi hapa Kenya. Anataka kusumbua si akili. We shall be there from September. We shall paralyze learning. Thank you.
So in brief, it seems you guys are not part of policy formulation and implementation. Is that right?
Yes, very right.
And you want to be part of it?
That
Yes.
should be the theme. It's an non-violent way.
My brother, where in your multi education? Good. Good, thank you.
Wacha ni respond. Okay, good evening. My name is Wangila Yona. I'm also a civil servant. I'm a technical and vocational trainer from the Bombe National Polytechnic in Busia. I'm also in charge of internal quality assurance. Now, first thing, let me demystify what you're saying. The curriculum is not CDAC. CDAC is the body administering the curriculum, but the examining body, the curriculum is called CBET. When CBC gets to technical colleges, it's called competency-based education training. And this curriculum was not introduced the other day. This curriculum for us, like in Bombe National Polytechnic, we've had it from the year 2021. It's just that there's been a slow adoption of the policy directive, and our PS came around and said, let us move this curriculum so that all TVET bodies, all TVET institutions can adopt the curriculum. Now, I'm coming to your question.
You are lying to us, Buana. You are lying to us. Why should we listen?
How do you know he's lying?
How do you know I'm lying and I'm in policy formulation?
But here, it came in 2023.
You're not. Mika, you're not.
I am a trainer. I'm a trainer in Bombe National Polytechnic. We started CBET at Bombe National Polytechnic, and we started implementing, in fact, dual training in 2021. In 2023, there was a circular by the PS instructing us to move all programs to CBET. That is what you're referring to. But that is not the beginning of CBET. It was conceived as, you see, when CBC gets to the technical training aspect, it becomes CBET. Now, CBET is not a bad program. And for us, like at Bombe National Polytechnic, just the other day, we sent out 40 people, automotive technicians, to Germany, because we have a program with the German Chamber of Commerce under the GIZ program, whereby we are skilling young people so that when they get the skills, they get 2 certificates, one from the German Chamber of Commerce and one from the industry here in Kenya. And they have done interviews, and they have gone to Germany to work in the automotive industry the other side. The reason why a technician, and let me get it clear, we are not training engineers in TVETs. We are training technicians in TVETs. And the reason why the modularization came into place is because we realized in CBET we were doing a lot of English and less practical. So now we sat down as trainers and removed the English and put in place the practicals. Now, the new modular curriculum, the one you're complaining about, like Module 1, that is, everyone starts at the basic, because we found out that our NEC graduates, this is an is a technician, a civil engineering technician, is able to supervise a construction, but is unable to lay a brick. So what did we do? We decided to train them from laying the brick to supervision. Okay. So everyone who gets into a technical college starts from laying the brick to go to supervision side. Okay. And for 3 months, you're taught a skill, you're sent to the industry. You come back, you're taught another skill, you're sent to the industry. And every skill, we have made it in a way that it is employable. So if you've done, like, for example, the modular curriculum, the people who have done the exams, their summative exams this March, they're going to get, they're called micro certificates, where, let's say in civil engineering, you start at masonry, you get out with a certificate that you can use as a mason. Okay? You're not a civil engineering technician, but you are a mason. Okay. So if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade, so that we can create exits at very many points in the TVET institutions, so that the young people, instead of you sitting there for a NEC program for 3 years, you can be there for 3 months, learn a simple skill, go earn money from it as you look for money to come and upskill. Okay. Okay. So what I want to say is, and I'm a bit disappointed that we are fighting the system, yet the system is okay. Yeah. I can assure you it's okay. And even for the universities, right now, I don't know if it's an institution, but right now, but I saw Bungoma National Polytechnic in the program. We are working with the Smart Factory in Stuttgart. We are doing the metaverse technologies. Prof has talked about AI. AI is now outdated. We are talking about the metaverse, whereby we are doing virtual labs in the institutions. The other day, KMTC here is about to receive a virtual lab from Israel as part of TVET training. Okay? These are policy directives. And the university that is spearheading that research is Dedan Kimathi University. And right now we are in the 4th cohort and we are sending students. We are sending students, in fact, 18th to 25th, we are sending students to Dedan Kimathi so that they can finalize the policy on 4IR technologies. That's the 4G industrial metaverse technologies. So that the students can experience the technologies, give their opinions, so that when we implement in the TVETs, then the TVETs can be, the students can be able to, we can be able to formulate those technologies to fit training for TVET institutions. So when you say students are not involved, if you say students are not involved in policy formulation, why are we sending students to Dedan Kimathi in Nyeri on 18th to 25th? What are they going to do? When you say students are not involved in decision making, yeah?
Which criteria do they use to pick these students?
These students, okay, you want to know the criteria. You want to know the criteria. It's very simple.
Yes, they can't choose everyone, but they
It's very simple. Okay. You've asked a question, I'm responding.
Okay.
What is the criteria they use?
Yes.
So this is the criteria that we use when getting those students. Now what is happening is this.
Yeah.
The technologies first were developed by students at Dedan Kimathi in conjunction with the CMN's lab. Okay. And then the CMN's lab linked the students at Dedan Kimathi with the Smart Factory at Stuttgart. Then these students came up with the virtual labs and they called trainers from all institutions. Okay? 23 institutions responded. Okay? Musakasa is there, Bungoma National is there, Bumbe National is there, and then trainers were taken for training. They came back, and right now we've been asked to nominate 4 trainees in every program that is affected by the 4IR technologies. We are going to send them from 18th to 25th to go and experience the technology and give their opinion before that is rolled out to the
Or to give the opinion, meaning that
to give their opinion before the technologies are rolled out, because this program is coming with the technologies and the equipment.
So it is the students who's initiated this whole thing.
It is students at Dedan Kimathi University. Now, this is where now my question goes to the universities.
Represents all the universities.
This is where my question goes to the universities. You are supposed to lead with research. In fact, I'm very disappointed when I see student leaders from the universities castigating the education system, yet you in the universities are supposed to organize research and do research and disseminate these technologies the same way students on ICT in Dedan Kimathi.
Guys,
just listen.
Let's just be sensible.
We have done that.
Just listen. Industrial Metaverse was a project, was a 4th-year project.
Those who are behind there, kindly let us just be orderly.
Yeah,
please.
I'm just saying. Industrial Metaverse was a 4th-year project by 4 students at Dedan Kimathi, and it was expanded. Dedan Kimathi is a university in Kenya, right?
How many universities are there?
And I'm yet to see maybe Kibabi University come up with a project and then disseminate to our TVETs, then we disseminate to our youths. Why are you getting annoyed when we ask you to do research and disseminate it to us?
Thank you, my brother. That is quite detailed. Okay, this is what you're going to do. All right, guys, silence. Anyone who has a concern, just raise your hand, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to say something.
Good evening. I'm Masinde, au wananiita Senator wa Mayai. Yes, vile umesikia. I want to beseech you, my brothers and sisters. Sisi hapa ni wasomi. Tuache kubehave kama chokora kwa street. Mnanisikia? Yes. I'm speaking that one as a person who has contested for a political office, as a young man, as a student. Both of them combined. Sawa sawa. Kwa hivyo, kama sisi ni wasomi ambao we pride ourselves in the formulation of the Kenya of today and tomorrow. We cannot do that through heckling.
Yeah.
We cannot do that through unreasonable comments to those who are contributing positively to the knowledge that we are getting. Let us be there to listen. Then you can ask a question for further interrogation. But do not heckle somebody who is contributing in building your knowledge capacity. You will never learn. Thank you.
Thank you. Cannot rely on us, then we will decide.
All right. I believe.
There was a reaction by him.
Even if you are debating.
Instead of Vanini, so that we can understand why he was objecting.
Okay. So I hope you're going to be brief.
Like it, not reactive, just respond.
Just do your thing.
Not reactive.
You want to guide me how I should ask my question?
You see,
do your thing.
I'm trying to say.
Or you ask on my behalf?
Just go ahead and ask.
Just do your thing, bro.
The complaint was this.
Okay.
We have had so many policy sessions that we've attended. Hata niko sure people may attend. But we come in a forum like this, na mtu anasimama from the ministry na anatusomea vitu, anasoma anamaliza, anasoma anaendelea, anasoma anaendelea na anarudi Nairobi. Tumeenda Dedan Kimathi, tumeenda wapi? We have attended. So when we complain, we are not idiots. We are complaining because we've been there. Number two, before something is rolled out, the people that attend policy sessions or policy making processes are very few. It is the responsibility of the ministry, therefore, to do civic education. That in the next year, in the next 5 years, there is a program that you are going to roll out, so that we sit prepared and we know. But the reason why this thing is getting us unawares is because those few people that attend those policy sessions, they assume that all Kenyans attended. Then they just come now, they implement. That's why we are messing up. We don't know anything. The reason why, the reason I'm reacting is this. You cannot stand and say that, how comes you're in a university and you don't do research? That's an insult. It's an insult to a graduate like me. You should apologize. It is not by mistake that I found myself in a campus. Nilisoma nikapita mtihani kaenda huko. Kitu ya mwisho, we came here for a debate. And everybody is speaking his mind out. You can choose to talk on behalf of a government. That is not wrong. I can choose to talk on behalf of Kenyans. I can choose to talk on behalf of comrades. So we are free to express ourselves. And I'm not tired, by the way. I can sit here up to morning. So when you are tired, you just stand up, you leave. We discuss like mature people, like people who are learned. But don't use that because I went to school, therefore you should press me down, that I just sit and watch in silence. I cannot do that. The government should tell us what was the problem of NEC. Credibility of a certificate. A teacher, you went to school. Now let me tell you how these TVET trainers work. You went to school with an E. You took artisan certificate in something. From artisan certificate, you took a certificate in food and beverage. Then you went to Kenya School of Kenya School of something. TVET, what? You come back to Bungoma Polytechnic as a trainer. And you want to tell me such a person will set an exam for SIDAC, mark. Na kupea certificate na nakuja ukinja tamamaso na mafuta and something. That's why we are saying kwamba credibility of a certificate. The reason why these degrees differ. Mtu akikwambia kwamba I graduated from University of Nairobi. Mko kwa kazi. Na mwingine anakuambia kwamba nilisoma Garissa. Hiyo vitu inakuwa na uzito ama hapana? Nimekuuliza iko na uzito ama hapana? But we are all graduates, right? That's what we are discussing. Uzito ya certificate. Na future ya Kenya itaharibika kwa sababu hiyo place ya certificate ndio tuna discuss.
Now, I like the way you engage.
Yes.
But you see, when you identify a particular person who has got
what is the problem? What is the problem?
Let us calm down. Let us have some other people.
Kwani nimekosa nini?
Okay, guys. Okay, silence. Oh, silence.
Let me clarify something.
Silence. Silence. All right. Okay, kutakuwa na order ama tufunge mkutano? Kutakuwa na order ama tufunge mkutano? All right. Okay. Oye bro. Tumefika mahali pa mimi kufunga mkutano. Naona ni kama mmechoka. Yes. Listen, we are sitting here. Mnajua hii boma ni ya nani? Hii iko hapa nyuma hii. Utajua by the way. Utajua tu. Kama unataka kujua utajua. Let us have order here. Tumekuja hapa tunataka tudeliberate vizuri, tutoke hapa kama tumejazwa. Right? Ukikuwa na issue just raise your hand. Na nikipatia mwingine nisipokupatia wewe usione mbaya kwa sababu time yako itafika tu. But hii si bunge. Hii si bunge. Bunge huko ndo tunaweza furugana, hapa kunakuwa na order, sawa? All right. Then he has to respond. Alikuwa anamwambia respondia kitu.
Thank you so much. Now allow me to take you guys away from the tension. Edu asked a question before. Aliuliza, what are some of the non-violence way we can use to communicate our issues? I want to give you guys a brief reminder of what happened. Do you guys remember tulikuwa na drama and play from Butere Girls, Echoes of War? What happened? The government ordered the girls not to perform. That was a simple way of not being violent. Number 2, we always have demonstrations kwa barabara. Government inafanya nini? Ina order tushutiwe, tufanyiwe vitu zote. We sometimes petition in court to do all that. So I don't think if we have any way rather than sisi kama vijana. But again, sisi kama vijana, we have virus in us. Talking about university politics. I feel like if student leadership in campus is a mirror of national politics, then oh my God, we have a big problem. Because tell me why. I know some people who are still attached to campus politics. As much as Olimanza 12 years ago, 13 years ago, why are they still attached? Because they are working under some perpetrators. They are working under some political instructions from our Tuwakubwa. I don't want to mention names. So I hear they have rented some small house. They want to control ukisimama kiti. They want to control you. They want to tell you how you do this and that. It's not like we don't do this thing. We don't petition. We do have these talks in our universities, but we're not listened out. So if we want to change things, it has to start with university politics. It has to start with that. If we will not change, then we have a problem. Do we the same people who want to go for a national seat? How are we able to go for a national seat if we're the same people who mirrors what these politicians are doing? Tunakubali handouts, tunakubali kutumika. Unaona tuka mkutano kameita fulani, sisi vijana ndio hao tumeenda. Ni uongo ama ni ukweli ama uongo ama ni ukweli, nadanganya? Si watu tunaenda tunapewa hizo handouts. So it means we are training ourselves to be directly kama the national politics. So my parting shot is, let us start with ourselves. Let us change the campus politics. Tunaona tu mtu time ya siasa ya campus ikikuwa anakuja ana campaign. Huyu amesema amekuwa kitwenga hapa akisema, oh, I have done this, there is nothing like that, because I'm in Kibabi University and I'm telling you the same problems that generation imekuwa. Unarudi shuleni umesema you always address these issues. We still have those problems in Kibabi University that needs to be addressed, all right? So if we need to change things, it has to start with you. You have to talk it out. Tulikuelect, you go and voice us. We didn't elect you to come and talk to us in some great English or something, all right? You're representing Kibabi Bana, and Kibabi is a big university in Bungoma County. You kindly change on that. Thank you.
Hey, ilibidi aseme imtoke. So there was a concern that my brother had. Ako wapi ameshaenda? Because I thought it was important that we handle it. Nilitaka tu nipeane speaker mmoja, pressure irudi chini, so that now we can get a reaction. You remember he was addressing him. Sindugu unataka jibu? Yes. Okay, kindly.
Very brief, huh? Yeah, I'm just going to be brief. So I loved what he was explaining, and alikuwa anaileta vizuri. Now you had a problem with it. Now what I usually wish, and especially hiyo ndio huwa ninasema tukikuwa kwa mkutano, ni vizuri tusikize mtu akisema akimaliza, then you've noted his point or her point down. And he explained something that I've not even understood within that I've never understood, but now I get it. You have also a point, Yona. I'm just putting it clear. He was an alumni in the same school we went to. From there he went to Kamsinga. You know Kamsinga, it's a nini. Then he went to, I think, University of Nairobi. So we have those particular quirks that you're talking about. Who alipata akenda akafanya nini, and then anarudi end up kukua trainer. Those are the problems we must address. So when you identify such a situation, do not do a collective assess or conclusion. He's not in that league. He's a serious trainer. We find someone like that, okay? We have someone like that, the one you mentioned. Now this is where student leaders must be working. We cannot be having people the caliber he's talking about in an institution, and you student leaders are just keeping quiet. Akipata your issue, anairaise kwenu. But the problem usually ikifika kwenu, it doesn't go anywhere. It needs to be addressed so that these people who are quacks
are supposed to be fished out so that we get trainers qualified like him and others to work in that. But now we are having an engagement in a constructive way. That's how we do it. Thank you. Thank you.
Good. Wow. All right. Are we moving? Yeah. We are moving in the right direction, right? Ndugu yangu, mkono wako imekuwa juu sana. Okay, maybe you can say something.
Thank you so much. My name is Dennis Baraka once again. First of all, I would like to put a disclaimer. You are mentioning some sensitive names na ni usiku, sijui kama tutafika nyumbani. Naona mtu anasema sijui nani na nani, bwana masaa ni mbaya concern kwa Edu, next time ikuwe mapema, tunaweza kosa kufika nyumbani. So my point is, because nataka ni rush, I'm one of the people anaweza kosa kufika nyumbani. So one of the ways, we have student leaders here. Nani ananipigia kelele bwana. So one of the ways we the young people, we are going to change our nation, our society. Politics ndo our survival. Politics ndo kiatu umevaa, ndio hiyo tuktuk inapita, ndo education, ndo nini. So as young people, we need to be there kwa table. Hatuwezi kuwa tunapiga huku chini kelele, alafu wakati ya discussion ndo unaona sasa maprofesa ndo wako pale, hakuna hapo kijana mdogo. That's why it's my urge wherever I go. Hata nyinyi wenye mko hapa, don't fear anything. Let's go for these positions. Hata kama ni MP, hata kama ni nini, and educate your fellow marafiki zako, waambie if all of us, the young people, if we have a good percentage at the table, if a bill is brought, if an idea is brought, and we are there, we can discuss it. But sasa kama tunapiga hapa kelele, sijui nani ametumwa na nani, alafu kura ikipita ni hao wazee ndo wanaingia huko tena. Hao wazee watakuwa wanashughulikia mambo yao na kukula wasichana wenu tu huko ndani huko. But if you send someone like me, kama mimi sasa si nimesimama hapa Kalaba, Agneta si amesimama hapa women rep, niliona msichana mwingine hapo. If you send these people and are there at the table, our issues, and you know, we young people, tumeambia we are the most brilliant generation that will ever be. If we can take this generation to the table by the way of kukua na kura na kupiga kura and supporting the young people, I'm assuring you tunaenda tu kusafa for these 2 years, na 2028 mambo ikiwa vizuri, mambo yetu inaanza kunyoka. Mimi sina mengi, Mungu awabariki sana, niruhusu niende nyumbani kwa sababu anaweza ni abduct.
Ala, naona uko tayari unataka kureact kwa kila amesema.
Huyo ni mzee, acha tu niende hapo.
Usiende. To my brother Baraka, my competitor in Halaba, naweza sema hivi kwanza. Tukianza, the moment we want change and we insert the word fear, we are going nowhere. So please, when you are addressing us here, remove the word fear. Si hata tu saa hii tuseme God forbid bomb ipigwe hapo, unajua kuna mmoja hata anaweza survive. Yeah, he will live to tell a story. They won't kill all of us. So we must remove the word fear. Then we go and fight for what we want. For what we want for the coming generations. In this society, nasikia Baraka anasema ati the leaders wanatukulia warembo wetu. If it is somebody's moral to decide whom to go in bed with, that's not the problem of a leader. So our girls also have respect yourself first before we blame the leaders. We want a moral society. Let us for us youths, I'll tell you, we have Agneta, we have Wahungu, both are vying for women rep. What we should be discussing here, Agneta and Wahungu, go sit in a corner, come with one candidate. Yes, I look for Baraka, I look for Cyprian. We sit, join force to fight that one common enemy. But if we cannot stay divided, then we want to win. We cannot win. Tafadhali, let us face our enemy with one force, and we are the force, we are the youths. So let us not be divided, and we want to win, we want to win. Asanteni.
Wewe najua unataka kureact kwa huyu dem ayuko, wacha akuje ureact. Wacha akuje ureact. Barak. Utakuwa brief. Be very brief.
Thank you. Barak, you are my president when I was first here. And these things we are talking about today, they were taking place when you were president Kibabi University. Tajiri, you are president of our university, and this thing you are talking about today, they were taking place by then. No. So change it. So, what you left undone, we are tackling them, and they are not have been done up to date. Thank you.
Ningependa tu kuambia kwamba katikati yetu tuko na chairman wa macontractors. Pia ametujoin na nasikiza tuko mbali, nitampatia nafasi pia aseme jambo.
Asante. I said I'm a product of TVET and University. Na I want to react to wale watu walisema CBET, SIDAC and the NEC. And by then in 2021 I was the president. Kulikuwa na program ya CBET. I want to ask you one question. The professor said here that he writes books, and one of them is the monster of corruption, I think. How faster can you master that book when you read it as a story, and when the actors are on stage practicing it? How faster? When you see the actors on stage doing it, senior. So the duration of the NEC and the SIDAC is now there. Ile mambo ya SIDAC na CBET is more of practical. And there is this program, my friend from Bungoma National Polytechnic, called RPL, Recognition of Prior Learning. You can get a very good fundi. So mjengo mzuri sana, anaweza amsha nyumba vizuri sana, but he doesn't have papers. Do you know why? Because he's more practical but not theoretic. So ile kupinga kusema ati the formulation of the SIDAC and the duration, I think maybe you can do more research or be aware of it, because when you stand here live on camera and saying things that maybe, you are representing the National Polytechnic of Bungoma. So I was not happy when I heard that. Then let me react now to the question of the panel. He said now the non-violent ideas that we can use. And I want to concur with somebody here who said that the only right way we can do to vote in leaders and to vote in right. The second thing is to mobilize our fellow Gen Zs and most of millennials to acquire IDs and know the meaning of voting. Thank you.
Nitapatia watu kama 3-4 tukimalizia. But in the meantime, maybe I just need to also introduce my team. Liki yako pale, naona Ken pale. Tokeni tu kidogo watu waone. Wakuje mbele. Wale ambao wamefanikisha siku ya leo hii. Sadi, unaweza songa tu mbele kidogo. Mko kwa giza bana, muonekane. Kujeni tu wote mbele, kujeni wote mbele. Hapo ni sawa. Sijakuita hapa katikati, baki tu hapo kando. So this is our team, wale ambao tumework nao kwa karibu. Kulikuwa na Kip pale, Moria ako hapa. So asanteni sana. Nitakupatia. So ndugu yangu Sebastian ametuhost hapa na amewaive most of the bills. So ningependa kwa jumla tumpigia watu makofi. So tukimalizia nitapatia tu watu wachache. Hii pande hii mmeongea sana. Pande hii mmeongea sana. So acha nipatie huyu.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Bruno from the Bungoma National Poly.
First, I will start by saying that CBET or CDAC has brought more harm than good. And immediately I will react on the question that it was imposed here, that which are the best ways of which we can deliver our ideas to the government. Personally, I think the only way we can deliver ideas apart from occupying the streets, the only way is occupying the streets. Because somebody said our president, somebody said that we can vote in leaders who are maybe we can listen to us. Our president was telling us that in the first 100 days I could have done this and this. Guys, alifanya chochote. The only way is occupying the streets. Thank you.
Okay, so nikipeana mic kwa mtu wa next, naweza tu kuambia kwamba kumekuwa na concern about the timing ya debate ya leo na hata ile ya kwanza, so maybe we are going to adjust on time. Na vile vile na nataka speaker. Alsa kazi yangu mimi nitakuwa nafanya nini?
You want to speak and then I want to address that.
Thank you. I'm Napambali. That's my name. I think I just have two issues. The first one, the issue about education and politics. And next time, Mr. Speaker, you will add money. Education, politics, and money. That one will guide as well. You will have so many points. The other one, I'll be answering your question. So, to me, I think for us to have sanity in the education system of this country, something must be done. To me, I take this thing as there's two parallel things, education and politics. Because there are some people we know, they are formed to dropouts, but after 3-4 years, you see them, they are graduates. You wonder how they go to school, who was there. So you know that this is now the Kenya we live in. Number two, even if you have skills, you have mind that can articulate issues, without money, you cannot be on the table of this country when it comes to terms of politics. Look at the appointments. Once someone becomes a governor, will go pick their family members, their friends, to give them jobs. They leave people who are educated. So to me, for anything to be done, for this, and maybe just to finish up, look at how these politicians are paid after they have become the leaders now. Look at the MPs. What the MP earns, professor here, cannot even achieve. People who are learned, they are earning less. These people who are just from two dropouts. I was appeared to an MCA. When I was taking him to IBC for clearance, they only asked for code conduct and strict clearance of what? They didn't ask for any paper. And I wondered, yani how, what they had to get? That's the Kenya we live in. Lastly, you asked a question about non-violent items that we can use. I think Mick has answered you, but I wanted to differ with him because once you ask a question, you must be answered. Sawa sawa. To me, all of us come from our home. We can have this grassroots mobilization. Grassroots is where you were born. You are from a family, and in every family we are crying of unemployment. Meaning, in every family there is a youth who is idle. Right or wrong? So this youth who is idle in a family, we can do the mobilization.
and you will use the smartphones, because 75% of the youth have got smartphones. If we can have that, tuanzie in our family. Mimi nikitoka kwa familia niambie mamangu, as youth tumeamua we are going this election. From the center of the family, you know, from my family nimesema, from his family amesema, it will go around the country. Na tutakuwa na solution. That will be non-violent. Na tutakuwa tumefanya kitu ya maana namna gani yedu. This is Napambali. Thank you.
Sawa. Thank you very much, my brother. My name is John Simbarati. I'm the immediate former student at the Bungoma National Polytechnic. I come from Sirusha constituency. On matters concerning what they do have said, have asked us, politics and education. Education in this country have become of innuendo and poppycock. Why? As he has said, if you don't have money and you want to contest or vie for any seat in this country, hata ukienda huko village tu watakwambia uko na kitu. That's the problem we're incurring in. To our professor and our civil servant officer, we have something called chain of command. Ninyi mmetuelezea mastori yote na mwalimu akapo ya Bumbe. What are those solutions? What are some of the solutions you are going to lay? Ndio education pia ikuwe na some positivities on it. Edo ameuliza hii mambo ya non-violence. My brother, are you sure Kasongo will hurt us? Hata tusikia kweli tukienda tu atuseme sisi tumekuja tukuombea Kasongo tusikie. He will not. Lazima tukuwe na some sort of violence. Ndio huyu mtu atusikie. Na hiyo tu tuongee tu. Tusiokope. Kasongo sio mtu tunaenda na soft, tunaenda na gloves. Tunaenda ungloved. No problem. If to be abducted, no problem. Because we youths we are suffering, and if we continue to kneel on this before these politicians, we will continue to suffer, and we will suffer, and we will become sufferers. What I want to urge our youths and leaders, we need to mobilize each and every one of us, that we speak in one voice. On the coming election of 2027, we choose leaders but not dealers. That's what I have. Sina maneno mingi leo. Asanteni.
Thank you. Wow. Mtaniallow tu nifunge tafadhali. Mtaniallow tu nifunge.
Minority.
Minority. Haya, ndio hii sasa.
Yani imebidi nitumie jina msabot ndio nisikizwe. That's why mimi lazima nipige meza mahali. You know that's not good, and I want to kwanza kabisa nataka kushukuru Edu ikwe for making this thing happen. One, we have never have such kind of sitting, and it's a wonderful one, Edu. You know, ulikuwa umefikia mahali umeintroduce watu wako ukaweka pale, inamaanisha sasa nataka kufunga mkutano watu wetu watoke kwenda kabisa. Lakini imefika mahali mimi mwenyewe nimesema nitumie jamii ndio nikasikizwa. I think I'm the only other minority here and I've come late. I'm much more sorry for that. One, my name is Michael Maruti. I was a former student leader and the only other tribe that has ever ruled that institution. That is in Bungoma National Polytechnic. In 2017, it went without a student leader, and then in 2018, I took it over because they never wanted me. They said they want the son of the soil, but I proved to them, and I told them, no, this is the right time. We should make things happen. So I want to say it. I've had a lot of Bungoma National. I think we are going far. I want to tell those boys we are going far. And right now I'm a student also at Masindo Muliro University. I'm taking my agriculture and biotechnology. So education must continue. One, umeongea vizuri huyo mwalimu hapo. Umeongea vizuri sana na mimi nataka kushukuru. What I just want to say, next time, kwa sababu sitaki ni waste time, next time, Mr. Speaker, you know you are everything to us, Edu. Anyone who will always have and bring any question must be directed to you kindly. Na kuomba tu hii mambo mtu anakaa hapo wewe kwende huko bwana, everything should just come direct to you kindly. Then someone requests on yani anakuomba yeye Mr. Speaker ni jibu kindly na kuomba, but this one is a start and we are going far. We are going far. And as student leaders, I want to tell you, hapa tutakuja tutapata governor hapa ndani. Tutakuja tutapata senator hapa. Tutakuja tutapata women rep. Tutakuja tutapata mpaka MCAs hapa. So Edu, you have really given us a very good challenge. This is a good thing. You are great minds. Ila akili uko nayo bro, umeanza kutuleta hivi tunafurahia. So mimi kwa sababu mimi najua nataka wacha mimi niseme tu vote of thanks kwa sababu sasa hii mambo inafaa ufunge. Mimi ama namna gani? Mimi acha nitoe tu vote of thanks. Wewe mambo mengine wewe utapanga baadaye. So mimi nataka kuambia vijana mko hapa. Tusimame na tupendane. Tukishapendana kama mayouths, mazee tutafika far. Sawa? Asanteni sana na wacha Mungu awabariki.
Minority. So muniallow tu nipatie tu watu wawili wafunge. Huyu jamaa, then she will be the last one. Tafadhali. Chama ni yeye ndiye atatoa sasa vote of thanks yetu formal.
Asanteni sana kwa kunipea hii chance. Mimi naitwa Teddy Egesa ama kijana wa ground. Na student leader hapa ni wengi sana sana wa Bungoma Polytechnic. Nimetaka kuaddress student leaders hapa. Niko na swali yenu student leaders. Nimesikia tumeongelea kuungana kwa vijana sana. Na tuko na wale vijana ambao wana contest. Ni student leader wangapi hapa wameenda kukampeinia hawa ama kutangaza jina ya huyu Faith Wahungu na huyu Agneta hapa? Wangapi tu kwa shule wamesema sasa sisi kama vijana tunataka kutembea na Faith Wahungu, ama sisi kama vijana tunataka kutembea na huyu? Ama student leader wangapi wamefikiria kukaisha hawa chini tupate kijana mmoja tumshike sisi wote ili akuwe na nguvu ya kuenda mpaka juu? Lakini hapa vijana tu hapa hao student leaders wakisikia tu TT wanakimbia, wakisikia sijui nani team wanakimbia, wakisikia sijui nani wanakimbia. Agneta, Faith, mko hapa, weka mkutano tuone wangapi watakuja sasa. Tujue wanafukuza pesa ama ni ukweli tuko na umoja wa vijana hapa. Wanielewa? Ya mwisho my brother ulisema mambo ya peaceful sijui na nini na nini na nini. Mimi naenda maandamano. Na mimi sijaona maandamano imekuwa peaceful. In order hii Kenya kukua tu sawa sawa, was destroy system of education, lazima maandamano ichafuke, tupewe tear gas, risasi na nini. Ndio sasa system of education iangaliwe, waseme hiki kitu kweli ni mbaya, inaumiza vijana. In order ya abduction kusimamishwa, lazima tuende maandamano, tear gas itoke na risasi na nini, ndio waseme kweli hiki kitu ni mbaya, inaumiza vijana. In order ya sisi kupata kazi pia na kujulikana na tukue na deep state, lazima tuende kwa hiyo maandamano ndio tusikizwe bwana. Lakini tukienda tukaa kwa barabara, wanaweza amua kuchange barabara hata wapitie huko. Wanielewa? Lazima tukimbizane nao hii town, wa mama wakule tear gas, wafunge biashara na sisi tu deal na wao kwa barabara, ndo wadosi watuone, watusikize, watu wa chini.
Negesa, so utakuwa kwa coffee.
Hakuna shida, itakuwa ilipangwa hivyo. Asanteni sana.
Comrades power. Comrades power. Comrades ria. It's getting too nice, but it's coming to an end. And I want to appreciate Edu for having this opportunity for us. You see, when we young people start doing this, we are going far. Sinivo. So I had only two things maybe to sum up for everything that we've been talking about. And number one, vijana tumeambiwa hatuna pesa ya kucampaign, na ni ukweli hatuna. Si ni ukweli? Hatuna. Maybe tu ya fare kukuja Bungoma na kutembea umuumu. but you have to remember that sahi hakuna kazi na hauko na hope ya kupata hiyo kazi. Utapata pesa ya campaign in future? Hakuna. So we should use this opportunity because we have it right now with us here. And 2027, the young people of Bungoma County and the whole nation is your time. Because there will be no other time for you people. So hata sayuki ambao una pesa ya kucampaign, bado in future utakuwa nayo because there is nobody is interested in empowering you. The only empowerment yenye utaambiwa ni maybe these big boys and big girls in the space wanawaita jioni kama sahi, they buy for you tea and mandazis and some popcorns and they give you 500 shillings. Na wanawaambia vijana sisi tunataka tumekuja kuwasaidia. All these years these people have been there. Have they helped us? Hakuna. So vijana, it's our time that we can support ourselves. Sawa sawa. And I believe with this kind of energy that we are having right now, we are going to do great. And I believe mambo ikisonga hapa hivi mbele, vijana ya Bungoma County, we are going to sit down and we'll have a serious discussion. Yes, mtu anawezaona maybe tumelegea kidogo kidogo, but there are good things that are cooking. And we are here, and people of Bungoma County, they should know that you are present. Our parents gave birth to us and they have mentored us into being who we are. It's not necessarily that you come from somebody's family to become a leader, or maybe you know someone to become a leader. Youths of Bungoma County, wake up and fight for what is rightfully yours, because hawa watu wenye wanaharibu future yenu, those are the people who have already lived in their future and they have no business with you. If we are suffering right now, we'll continue suffering, not unless we wake up and make the change that we want to see in Bungoma County. Comrades power. Thank you very much.
Chairman, tufungie mkutano.
MC anafaa kuwe na pesa bana. Okay, amchambo. Naitwa Michael Nyongesa Mahanu. Mimi ni mwenyekiti wa wanakandarasi Bungoma. Chama kinachoitwa Bungoma Contractors and Suppliers CBO. Na ndani yetu, kabla sijaongea lolote, I had somebody here. Kevin ako wapi? Kelvin Famba. Yes, can you just come please? Niliona mtu kama Liki za contractor pia kumbe alituacha akaenda kamera. Okay, just one word, yeah?
Comrades power. I'm Famba Kelvin. I represent the youth contractors in Bungoma County. I school from Kibabi University. I thank you, Edu. I think you are doing a very noble idea for helping the youth to be heard. One thing I can just say, like the non-violent way. Remember, this is Africa. Do not be cheated that you'll just go and sit somewhere and something will be done. Africa is Africa, and when you do it violently is when you'll be heard. You do it in silent, everything will be in silent. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Though hatuko tumealikwa, lakini tulikuwa hapo hivyo tukikunywa soda yetu na tukawaona. So we said, can we just join and listen? So tulikuwa tunataka tukue mbali na kamera, but speaker akatuona, akatuspot. One, comrades, you are Gen Z, sini millennial, but as a contractor or the chairman of contractors, tunataka usaidizi wenu. We are in a generation whereby corruption is like culture, especially here in Bungoma County. Sisi contractors tukiwa na pesa nyinyi mtakuwa nayo, iwapo hatuna hamuna. So wakati tunawaita siku ingine, tafadhali tokeni tupikanie haki ya Bungoma. I can cite one example. Here in Bungoma is the only county today a contractor will bid a contract, will be awarded a contract, will do the same contract, but to be paid is like you are asking your mother-in-law the name. You have to pay dowry ndio ulise. As we are speaking today, tuko na contractors, county imerimit 2% withholding tax na hawajalipa principal amount kwa same contractor. Tukiulisa hivyo inakuwa chairman. So when we say this, we say that one day when we say please, agencies and millennials of Bungoma County, let's come out and protect our county. Let not be look like as if we are violent. No. If this nation today changes could go the judiciary way, today President Ruto could not reshuffle his cabinet. My point to you, comrades, madam here, I always see you are walking around ukitafuta women rep. Please kubali. Contractors ni serious resource kwa any government. Iwapo sisi tunanyanyaswa, hata mupikanie nini, mutarudi tukulia. Tomorrow you will join our field, na kama tujapikania tukaitengeneza kakuwa sawa, utajoin a road deal. Finally, Edu, thank you so much my brother. Uliniambia like we are now like 3 weeks ago kwamba utaanzia hii kitu, is a good thing. Unatafuta women rep, isn't it? Be serious. When I say be serious, I'm like your father, even if you are an agency, because mimi niko mwanafunzi. Is a comrade like you. So please be serious. Na wenzetu, kuna mwenzenu amekuwa hapa akasema a day just call a meeting, uone comrades wangapi wanakuja. Ndio naona Rigijana asema changes tokeni, chukueni vitambulisho, chukueni kura, you will make the difference. Thank you so much. I'm Michael Nyongesa Mahanu. I come from Bungoma. Down here the small hills called Buema. I'm Mkimwei. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. At this moment I would like to invite Professor Nyukuri and Purity here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's program. We've been discussing matters politics and education. Na tumeenda sana, tulikuwa tumalize saa 3 kama kawaida, tumepitisha muda. This is our second live debate and so far so good. We have been camping here at Bungoma Members Club. Tutakuwa tunawatupia picha za Members Club baadaye in appreciation of the good gesture by the proprietor Bwana Sebastian ambaye ametupatia nafasi hapa na ametuvumilia mpaka wakati huu. So kwa wote ambao wameparticipate, our panelists, na washukuru sana, na ningependa pia extend an olive branch ya kwamba next time ukijisikia kuja kupewa a one-on-one interview, karibu sana. We are going to also invest in more podcasts. Zile za one-on-one, tukiulizana maswali, tukijuana zaidi, tukiulizana mambo ya nyumbani. Tunataka tujue pia famili zenu. Tunataka tujue mahali mlisoma, darasa ulisoma na nani, marafiki zenu ni kina nani. Hizo tutaulizia kwa podcast, si ndio? So kama kawaida, asanteni sana. Thank you very much Professor. As usual, Professor comes in handy whenever you want to talk about matters governance. Huyu ni jamaa mmoja hawezi kudisappoint, and so far nyinyi mmeonaje? Amedisappoint? Amedisappoint? No. So good. So, and kawaida Purity, my co-host, this is the second time we are working together. Thank you very much for coming through. once more. Na watu yangu Sirengo public address wametusort tena, Kinaliki, Ken, Sadi, Mori na wengine, Mheshimiwa Kip, asanteni sana and keep joining us. Kwa wale wamekuwa wanatufollow, poleni sana, tujasoma comments zote. She wanted to read all the comments but time haijakuwa on our side, so we just want to wish you a good night and to welcome you to Monday tutakuwa Sangalo bunge, Wednesday tutakuwa bunge pale Simba Street, and Friday ni siku ya Hachonge, bado ni bunge, but on Thursdays hiyo ni live debate. Tunaenda ku adjust on a few things. Asanteni sana. Have a good night, guys.